the very oldest language on the face of this world. Chiko dikabia mapuni nene chineke no gende sona efewe na isiala nyina ina koza hanso ya mbuni onanye na jama we anyana ge farusi obona nege ole kali nyine kele kama obona kele obia mlendi nden so na kriana kosiala ni obadi ndo na to kole no totwa ni aba no wanene Because you will make a Biafra with your source and no more and we're not going to but you know what? I would like you to believe that someone is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom. In 5 years to come. Thank you. The very oldest language on the face of this world. Chiko dikabia mapuni nene chineke no gende sona efewe na isiala nyina ina koza hanso ya mbuni onanye na jama we anyana ge farusi obona nege ole kali nyine kele kama obona kele obia mlendi nden so na kriana kosiala ni obadi ndo no totwa ni aba no wanene and when I said because you will make a Biafra with your source and no more and we're not going to But you know what? They would like you to believe that Samuelekpa is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I return to Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Breaking news reaching us now, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has been arrested, extradited to Nigeria, and is right now being arraigned at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Kanu is facing charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him at the Federal High Court.
It was an unjust war.
Long ago, in the heart of Biafra, a nation was born from the ashes of war. A war that scarred the land and its people, yet it never killed the spirit of freedom.
The war aim of Biafra is purely to prevent ourselves being slaughtered, nothing more.
It was in this land, scarred by conflict, that Nnamdi Kanu was born, a son destined to revive the dream of independence for Biafra.
And if anybody is going to judge our success and failure in this war, it will have to depend on how much we have prevented the enemy from killing us.
Raised with the echoes of his ancestors' struggles, Kanu understood that the wounds of war ran deep in the hearts of his people. The scars from the Biafran War, which ravaged the land and cost countless lives, had never healed. The dream of an independent Biafra, broken but not forgotten, lived on in the hearts of those who survived. It was these voices, these memories, that called him to action.
English and has oh no, when I'm a wee who so honey, so no,
As Nnamdi Kanu grew, so did his voice. He became a preacher of justice, a messenger for those who were unheard. He spoke not just for his generation, but for all those whose lives were shattered by the war. The pain of the past was alive within him, and his words resonated with the cries of the oppressed. But as Kanu's message spread, so did the fear of the establishment. His calls for self-determination grew louder, shaking the very foundations of the government. They feared the revival of a Biafran spirit, one that could awaken the wounds of the past and ignite a new conflict. And so, they moved against him. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, his body captured, but his spirit unbroken. The authorities believed that imprisoning him would extinguish the fire he had started. But they failed to understand the depths of his cause. The pain of the war, the bloodshed of the past, was not something easily forgotten. It was a flame that could never be fully extinguished. His arrest became a symbol of the struggle that began in the blood-soaked fields of the Biafran War. The demand for freedom was still alive. The fight for justice continued, not just for Nnamdi Kanu, but for all the lives lost, for all the children born into a world of scars. The fight for Biafra is not just his fight. It is the fight of all those who have ever dreamed of a free land. And though the past may haunt the present, the future is still unwritten. As long as the story of Nnamdi Kanu is told, as long as the voices of his people rise, the dream of Biafra lives on. Arrested again, 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 and yet again.
I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra, my right to agitate, my right. They turned it from treasonable felony now to terrorism.
This is Nnamdi Kanu speaking. Biafra land, listen. They thought they could silence me, but they didn't just cage me. They caged your spirit. They made you forget that our land still bleeds, that our people still suffer, that nothing has changed. 5 years in chains. But what about you? Are you not free? Or have they bound your voice with fear? The struggle was never about me, it was about you, your children, your land, your future. So I ask you, where is the fire that once burned in your heart? Where is the voice that once roared for freedom? Wake up! Rise again. Speak. Act. Remember who you are. This is Nnamdi Kanu.
From the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue. Because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me, O Lord, you will vindicate IPOB, you will vindicate your children of Biafra, according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked. Bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land. Bring an end to their abductions. Bring an end to their kidnappings. Bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent. Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors, They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, oh Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God, and you are not upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men. People that believe in one Nigeria. That is why I'm... Who are they? Who created this Nigeria? Who created these people that cannot reason very well? Let me read what this man said. I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, that is APC government, so-called Buhari government, that is giving arms to us. Fulani don't know what gun is. We are only headsmen. Cows don't give birth to guns. I swear to Allah, we are on our own, and the government gave us AK-47. I am not afraid to say the truth. Bishop Coker, are you listening? All of you idiots that believe in one Nigeria, are you listening? You morons, monkeys. All of you who are being deceived by this multicultural, multi-ethnic garbage, can you listen? The government that you are hoping to save you are the ones giving arms to those who have come to kill you. And you get up tomorrow morning and you say, believe in one Nigeria. That was why when Ozo 1 was under attack, that was why when these people, they gave guns to attack Nimbo, Ifani Ugwani called, the Enugu State governor called Buhari many times. Buhari ignored his calls. Ugwani called the commander of the 2 division. No one took his call. He called the commissioner of police for Enugu. No one took his call. But anytime IPOB is having meeting, you come and start shooting people. But when the same people were under attack by those that they are sponsoring, they were nowhere to be found. Is that a type of country? Is that the type of country you wish to belong to? Let's be honest about everything. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of disgruntled Fulani businessmen, you can understand. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of, say, very retarded Fulani politicians, of which there are many of them, I can understand. But insecurity is being caused by the government itself, the APC government. Our brother said it here, and you think he's lying. The people that they get, do you know where they said that? In front of Sheikh Gumi, Abubakar Gumi. He went to the forest to go and meet the bandits, and the bandits told him it was the government that gave us the guns. We don't know what guns are until they give it to us. That's why I asked you, if they're coming all the way from Mali and from Niger, how did they cross the border with guns? If you claim that those terrorism us are from Niger Republic, so you don't have customs and immigration in the north anymore? Or because you see yourselves as one people, so there is no border patrol, no border policing, nothing. But you have closed the border now for nearly a year and a half. It's closed. And you're from the south and you're shouting one Nigeria. Do you see the depth of your foolishness? Can you see it? When I say it, it's not out of hatred. People say, oh, I don't like his style of agitation because I tell you the truth. A governor said, the governor of Bauchi State, we are bringing in Fulanis. We are coming to settle Fulani in Nigeria. He said it, he wasn't hiding. We are coming to settle Fulani in your land, in your villages. Do you know why that is possible? Because you believe in one Nigeria. If you are on your own, nobody can try it. It's called an act of war or invasion. But Fulani is carrying out an act of war and invasion into your territory because you are under one Nigeria. So in other words, they are using, Nigeria is providing them a cover to carry out a conquest of an entire, should I say, ethnic nationalities across the zoo. Is it clear to you now? Do you now understand what we are saying? Bishop Coker is afraid. He's from Sokoto, he's a minority. So he thinks that when Nigeria breaks up, Fulani will swallow them alive. But I want to tell them that we are all students of history. There is a group of, or there were a group of people called the Huguenots from France. During the height of Reformation, they were being persecuted by the French authorities who were Catholic. People don't know that Roman Catholic fought with Anglican Church in those days. People don't know this, but that's life. Do you know what happened? Britain, being a Protestant nation, offered amnesty or struck a deal with France to say, give me all your Protestants. We'll absorb them. They're called the Huguenots. And they came to Britain. That is where the lives of Sir Peter de la Billière is a French name. But his family settled in England. He rose to become a general and led the war. In the Desert Storm, it was him that commanded the British forces in the Desert Storm. His ancestors were French, the Huguenots. So what I'm saying to Bishop Coker and all northern Christian minorities today is this: on my honor and on my life, I swear before God Almighty in heaven that with the coming of Biafra, every Christian northerner will be allowed to settle in Biafra land. So you see, Bishop Coker, you have nothing to be afraid of. You have a place where you can practice your faith without looking over your shoulder all the time, thinking who's coming to kill me. You will come to Biafra land and you will live there. A very peaceful, fulfilled life in Biafra land. The same thing that the English did for the French Protestants, they're called the Huguenots. The same thing we are going to do for you. If you feel that you're threatened in the Sharia core north, and because of that, you think that having the East and the West in one Nigeria will save you as some kind of insurance against elimination by the crazy, mad Fulani Janjaweed. you will come to Biafra land. We will give you asylum. You will stay there. Your generations will live and thrive. We are accommodating people. We welcome visitors. Then you will see what Biafra is like in real life, not the miserable existence you have in Sokoto. You want to stay in a country where people are threatening your life because you spoke. You said your mind and they're threatening you. What I'm offering you is what happened in England, though. The same England telling you to talk about one Nigeria. There was a time that the lives of French Protestants were under threat in France. England said, give them to us, we'll take them. They were all sent to England. They are called the Huguenots. We offer you the same asylum today to Bishop Coker and to all endangered northern Christians. You can all come to Biafra. We will accommodate you gladly. Gladly. I'm saying this live on air, so if I renege on this, you know, they said the internet never lies. They can go back and dig up this very video and say, you said this on the 8th of March, 2021. So you can come to us. This is the reason why everywhere the Janjaweed are dealing with us. They always come to your village and appoint one person as somebody. You know, one thing about you people is this. You always think that tomorrow is going to be better. But in Nigeria, tomorrow never, ever gets better. Instead, it gets worse. And we are offering you a way out. People were asking for confirmation that Nigeria Army and police are colluding with Fulani terrorists. You know, it was on this platform that I called for OPC to take over from Amotekun. And thankfully, they have taken over. And there are results. I think earlier yesterday, or was it today, the OPC arrested a Fulani warlord. You know, for us, we don't have time for arrest. We arrest you, of course, and then I think they handed him over to police. When we arrest you, we hand you over to God. God will judge you. They arrested a Fulani warlord, Wakili. Handed him over to police. Police took him to hospital. The same police in Biafra land, they will shoot innocent IPOB family members if they go to hospital and abduct them and the doctor and send them to Abuja to be locked up. Do you understand that? That is what they have been doing. I don't know who is calling me. I don't know what for. It's not an interactive session, so don't call me. They came to Olo, they went to Anambra, they shot people, they took them to Abuja, took the doctor as well, treating them to Abuja. In the West, they apprehended a terrorist, they killed a murderer, a rapist, a bandit, handed the bandit over to the police. The police took him to hospital for treatment, specialist hospital. What other evidence do you need that the police and the army are colluding with those that they imported to come and kill you? And you wake up in the morning and you say you're a Nigerian. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Don't you have any shame within you? God Almighty in heaven. I've never seen people as daft and as foolish as this. They took him, he was arrested by OPC. You know what they said? Those that arrested this man, he said, or your police are sure of diligent prosecution of suspected criminals. The criminals now are the OPC men that arrested the bandit. Nigeria is astonishing. You arrested a rapist, a mass murderer, a killer, and a land grabber. Took him to the police. The police now arrested you. Took the man to hospital. Beat you, all of you up, and put you in the cell. They say police is your friend. Anyway, I thank God that there are these guardian angels that came. I don't know where they came from. They are called unknown gunmen. I don't know where they came from. Maybe they are the spirit of all those killed by the police and the army. And they are avenging the death of the people that the police and the army killed. They are called unknown gunmen. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they come from. But they are fighting for the poor. They are like Robin Hood, but in this case, they are not robbing the poor, the rich to pay the poor, no. They are robbing the criminals, the murderers of their own lives. Murderers in the police and the army. People don't know what is coming, do they? They have no idea. I feel sorry for the zoo. They have no idea. Any day that all of you gang up to support your one Nigeria garbage, the more you're digging your collective graves. Nigeria can never ever be fixed. It's broken beyond repair. Can never be fixed. Look at Sultan of Sokoto talking rubbish. The spiritual leader, whatever rubbish he is of the zoo. Sultan of Sokoto, that he was in the army. That war is not good. But you Fulanis are the ones living war on everybody. You took over the whole of Plateau. You came down into Benue. Your people were at also one, massacring people. Then you never talked about war. As soon as we rose up and said enough is enough, now this war language starts to come into your lips. Do you think we are foolish? Do you think go and bring all the BBCs of this world, every propagandist for neocolonialists, gang them, bring them together against Biafra agitation? You're wasting your time. Bring them against ESN, you're wasting your time. Arrest all you like. But I'm just warning them, if you're a policeman involved in the arrest of innocent people, all I need to do is to go down on my knees and pray and ask God, please, may unknown gunmen locate you and they will find you. Because God answers my prayers. So all those police stations involved in all this raid know that your turn is coming. It's only a matter of time, it will come. Since you want anarchy, you will get anarchy. Since that is what you want. You people, you don't like people that play it gently by the rules. No, not in the zoo. That is how you have been taking over our land, raping our women, abducting us and killing us. We came out at Umpo, you killed us for no reason. Shia people came out at Abuja, you shot them for no discernible reason. And all of you saw soldiers with live bullets killing people in broad daylight. No major news outlet carried it in the world. They've bribed all of them. I'm saying it on camera. And I wish that the US Congress can call me to testify. The American ambassador, that woman took bribe from Nigeria. Nigeria bribes every ambassador that comes to Nigeria. They give you loads of money, so you will never report what is happening in Nigeria. You don't know that? I'm saying it live on camera. I wish they can call me in America, come and testify. I will do so. The British High Commissioner is as corrupt as the devil. That woman. She was the one that was responsible for the murder at Lekki. When she went to see Tinubu, I warned everybody, look at this woman, the army will open fire. Not up to 6 hours, they open fire. That woman. That's another line. All of you are just looking. Because anyway, most of you are blind, you cannot see. And more. We see things that the mere mortals cannot see. That is why Elohim is with us. That is why everything I say comes to pass. It must happen, it must come to pass. I told them that when we were giving thanks and praises to Elohim, I told them that this horn this trumpet that we are blowing, anybody who hears it in Asorok will go deaf. How many days? And there was fire in Asorok for the very first time. The zoo will be destroyed. Not that we may just get Biafra, so that when this story is written, our children will know that God did it, not man. Man put their faith in their chariots. Britain, you have you're a member of the UN Security Council. You're very strong. You're powerful. All these criminal US ambassadors coming to Nigeria. Yeah, you have money. You are US. You will always support Fulani. You people are openly supporting terrorists because of money, because they bribe you, because Halliburton has oil concessions, because there is a Shell and everything. Everybody's milking Biafra. Because of that, it is better we support terrorists to kill the innocent. And you are diplomats. Your diplomats presiding over the slaughter of the innocent. You cannot speak the truth. We are in the middle of a war. The Fulanis have levied war on every indigenous population, ethnic group in Nigeria. All of you can say it. All you can say is invite the Sarakin or Sarakin Fulani Lagos. Not the Oba of Lagos, no. Sarkin Fulani Lagos means the supreme Fulani ruler in Lagos. Because the US ambassador has taken money from Nigeria. Very soon her tour of duty will come to an end and she will go. She will become a multimillionaire. That is why they all want to come to Nigeria. Because Fulani will pay very well to suppress the news, to stop the truth from going out. And all of you will suffer if you don't repent. You will suffer. Mark my words somewhere, you will suffer if you don't repent from your evil ways. You take money from murderers and from killers to suppress the truth. Biden doesn't know what is happening in Nigeria because they rely on the ambassador to feed them accurate information. And that is not happening because they've been bribed. And that is why people are dying in Nigeria. Nigeria is the only place in turmoil, not making it onto the front pages of newspapers all over the world. Nobody talks about it because they are all compromised. They've been bribed. We don't need your one Nigeria to survive. They tried, can you imagine the nonsense? They brought in their food blockade. They said we will not send food to the south. They are perishable goods. So the items got spoiled in the north. The government now turned around to pay them almost 500 billion. They are the ones that said they will not sell their goods to the south. The goods are now rotten in the north. And the government paid them compensation of nearly 500 billion. And you're in one Nigeria. Tomorrow morning, you idiotically wake up in the morning and say, I'm a Nigerian. As I said before, before I used to blame white people for racism, I no longer blame them for it. Because we are the cause of racism. Our stupidity as black people is responsible for the way we're being treated all over the world. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. We don't need them to survive. We don't need them. And we can give them the oil and gas for free. As I've said before, allow me to repeat. The oil, apart from granting citizenship to every northern Christian, I mean Core North, I mean the Sharia, Arewa, Janjaweed North, you will all live in Biafra land, where you can practice religion without fear or favor. Another thing we are going to do is to pipe free oil and gas across the whole of West Africa. In Biafra, Oduduwa will receive oil and gas for free. You see, Benin Republic, oil and gas for free. Togo will receive oil and gas for free. Ghana the same. All the way to, heaven knows, I think, Western Sahara. Do you know why? Because we want the economies of all these countries to grow as well, because they're going to buy our goods and services. They will buy our goods and services. That is why we need the economies to grow as well. A Biafra will offer free oil and gas to the entire West African coastal region. To tell you, we don't need oil and gas to survive as a people. We are not fighting for Biafra because of oil and gas. We are fighting because it is the will of God, and we must be free. We are free people. We were free before the white man came, and we shall be free once again.
Deliberately looking for who to disturb. Who is going about deliberately looking for who to disturb? You say never go about. You don't need to go about. They will come. They will come for you. You don't need to go about. What did our leader say about these people? I want you to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Say, please don't go about looking for trouble. Chai! The Shoji. Mad people everywhere. I want you to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
That the structures doesn't exist. The institutions that will allow the emergence of a
rather than going on now. Now, let me ask you. I know. Why don't your group put?
For those who will always say, "Oh, why don't you win election? Why don't you bring somebody who is going to win election for you? Why don't you go to national conference? Why don't you do this?" Listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu answered.
Push for that in a place like the national conference that is going on now to get that kind of autonomy first, rather than now pushing for independence without whether Nigeria wants it or not?
The fact of the matter is that the structures doesn't exist. The institutions that will allow the emergence of a democratic Biafra within a peaceful setting does not currently exist in that very place you call Nigeria. Mind you, that is the name of a river. Up north, you call them Niger, which is French. If you come down a little bit, it is called Niger, which is English. And the people that live around it are called Nigerians. The only place, or part of the only place in Black Africa where you name a people after a river. I have never seen any civilized country in the world where people are named after a river. It's never happened before. The people own the river, not the other way around. By tacitly accepting the word and the tag Nigeria, what it means is that you never had any history until Frederick Lugard came, which is a fallacy, it's an abomination, and nobody should be saying that. Coming back to what you said, there is no way we can run for office as a political party. We tried it with ABGA and it did not work. These issues were trashed out very well. Is that the people that control the levers of power within Nigeria are not politically sophisticated enough to appreciate the finer points of political discourse. In other words, that disputes resolution can best be conducted within a political setting where people are civilized. And I'm afraid to say that what I see in the zoo they call Nigeria, people are not civilized.
Now, we're out of time, but let me ask you, last week, I believe, the Biafran Zionist movement claimed a responsibility for the attack at the Enugu State Government House. Are you familiar with that group, and what was the mission of that attack?
I am familiar with a lot of groups. That name rings a bell. Anybody that can do anything to disrupt the present orthodoxy of governance by a group of very corrupt cabals is welcome. In that regard, I welcome what they did at Enugu, and I hope that people can come out and join us when the time comes to overthrow the very corrupt, inept old men and women in charge of that very place, because Biafra must exist. It's our right to make sure it happens.
All right.
While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not condemning any group, while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not condemning any group whatsoever, just like I am supporting any group at all, so long as you are fighting against Nigeria. While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not supporting, is not condemning any group, the people that claim follow him today, they say Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. Simon Ekpa is this. Simon Ekpa is that. After 10 good months of fighting Simon Ekpa, they didn't achieve anything. After 10 months of fighting Simon Ekpa, they didn't achieve anything. Yet, they are now changing tone. Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. Simon Ekpa is the leader of a non-government. Chai! This OG. And they are looking for freedom. You see, the more you blackmail me, the more you are blackmailing yourself. You think you are blackmailing me. You are blackmailing yourself. You don't know that? When the BBC came and do their nonsense disinformation, is it only Simon Ekpa that they showed his picture? Is it only Simon Ekpa? You all were there. All of you were there. You could not even defend yourself. The same Simon Ekpa you are calling all manner of names defended you there. And let me tell you, even when they mentioned Simon Ekpa, the issue they mentioned Simon Ekpa, there was not even, I can defend anything I say. All of you, you could not defend yourself, yet, you blackmail me. You think that when you blackmail me, when they want to call name, they call only Ekpa? All of you, your picture were there. Did you see my picture in the write-up? No. My picture was my video was hidden in the video. But all of you, your picture was there. Every day you look for Simon Ekpa, you post. Simon Ekpa is one poda. Simon Ekpa is a perima. Simon Ekpa is this. When the thing begin to happen, you think it doesn't, they will call you. And when the issue started, you could not defend yourself. You couldn't defend yourself. BBC did not say it was Simon Ekpa. BBC put your picture, all of you, as you were blackmailing Simon Ekpa. They did not say it was, they put all of your picture. So this one, they say, we are going to kill this one, we are going to kill that one. All of your picture was there. Your video was there. Yet, you will wake up every day to blackmail Simon Ekpa. And every day, if you don't, of course, some of you can never learn. Hatred and jealousy of Simon Ekpa have beclouded the brain that you don't even have at all. I do not know when they are going to learn. They think when they promote Simon Ekpa by calling Simon Ekpa criminal, BBC will come and say Simon Ekpa. All of you, the more you are calling me a terrorist, the way you are calling me a terrorist is the same thing you are calling yourself. You think when you are a terrorist, oh, Jesus Christ. This BBC disinformation should have teach all of you a lesson. You think when you come to social media, because you hate me, because you are jealous of me, because you don't like me, you think when you call me criminal, you are going to pay for everything you say. You are going to pay. You carry my name and blackmail. Simon Ekpa is the leader of a non-government. Simon Ekpa is this one. Simon Ekpa is that one. You see the way BBC is dealing with you people? If anything is going to happen anywhere, you are going to also be dragged into it. And you can't even defend yourself. Iti boribos. Iti pataka. Every
The very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this platform, wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining us from Biafra land, you are joining us from Nigeria, you are joining from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, you are joining us from China, you are joining us from Russia, you are joining from Israel, you are joining from Iran. Wherever you are joining this program from, I welcome you and I thank you for being part of this very program. Please, as you join us, like and share the program to all platforms. If they kick you out, try and come back to the program. We are here to pass critical informations. We are here to spread the gospel of Biafra. No matter how difficult it is, do not be discouraged. Sometimes it is very difficult. You are going to see reasons not to continue the cause of Biafra. Your friends will give you reasons not to continue. Your family will give you reasons not to continue. Your own group will give you reasons not to continue. Your fellow comrade will give you reasons not to continue in the cause of Biafra. But I bet you, if you look deep by your own self, within your own self, you will see 1,000 reasons why you must continue in this very Biafran cause. For those who are watching us for the very first time, and those who are going to come across our video for the very first time, I want to remind every one of you, either you are watching us on TikTok or you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come to this platform to preach hate. We do not come here to attack people or to attack individuals. We do not come here to push propaganda or blackmail. What we do in this platform is to say things the way they are. This is a platform for public opinion, a platform where you are entitled to your opinion. Whatever be your opinion, you are entitled to it, and you are free to say it the way you understand it. If you have a superior argument, you are welcome here. This is the best place for you to push your argument and let the Biafrans be the judge. We are not claiming to know it all. What I'm trying to do here is to give Biafrans opportunity to express themselves. If you have a superior argument, all you need to do is to send a request. I will bring you in when the time comes so that you can present your superior argument. At the end of the day, you might end up convincing us, and I bet you I will help you to promote your own agenda or whatever speech you made. But while you are coming, make sure you have facts and figures in your fingertip so that you can back up whatever you are presenting here, because a lot of people are watching. The people that are watching the program is not just Biafrans. There are people, non-Biafrans, who are watching our program. That is why each time we come here, our main duty is to present Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. We will continue to do that. We will continue to present Biafra to the world, and we will continue to make a case for Biafra. It does not matter what the enemies are doing, the attack that is coming from right, left, and center, the abuse, the insult. It doesn't matter how far they hold us down. This message must be preached, and that we continue to preach the message of Biafra every single day. This is the assignment I have taken up by myself. Nobody forced me into it. Nobody is paying me to do it. I do it because it concerns me. It is about my future. It's about my generation unborn. It's about a legacy that must be protected. That is why I signed up for it. And with every little time I have, with every little opportunity, I will speak. So my fellow Biafrans, I welcome every one of you, wherever you are joining from. We will continue to speak. Remember, today is Monday. Monday has always been a day that the Biafran people have chosen to express their disapproval of what Nigeria is doing in Biafra land. Monday, sit at home, was adopted by the Biafrans. A civil disobedience to make it clear to the world the stand of Biafran people in that contraption called Nigeria. It is a day Biafrans choose to show the world that Nigeria has lost legitimacy in Biafran territory. It is a day the Biafran came together to show the world that every political appointee in Biafran land have lost legitimacy. They have no legitimacy in Biafran territory. It is a day that Biafrans use to show the world that they are in charge of their territory. Biafrans have engaged in that for more than 5 years and still counting. There has been so many controversies surrounding the issue of the sit at home on Monday. But I bet you, with all the massive attack, with all the forceful attack of the government on the Biafran people to come out, as we speak till date, Biafrans are still observing the sit at home. If anybody tells you that nobody is complying or observing, that is a big lie. Even after the order that was given by Mazen Nandekanu, which is not the first time, Mazen Nandekanu, we have heard he gave an order. We are not there, but those who goes to Mazen Nandekanu to get information and those he contacts said that he told them, he confided in them and said that the sit at home should relax. But Biafrans on their own picked up the sit at home and continued to do it, even after the last information that was sent by the Liberation Army of Biafra, that Mazen Nandekanu said that Biafrans should relax the sit at home. The Biafrans have continued. The most important thing is that the sit at home, civil disobedience, is not forced. Has never been forced. Was never forced at any point in time. And I want everyone to put this in your head. Because the notion that people continue to create out there, the notion that the people continue to create is that sit at home is being forced. From day one, it was never forced. The people that put the sit at home in place was the DOS. And when the DOS called off the sit at home, the Biafrans said no. That is the only way they can be able to vent their desire and their request to release Mazen Nandekanu unconditionally. Even our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, who today they put it on his head that he's the one that kept the sit at home. Mazi Simon Ekpa, when the sit at home was called off by the DOS, Mazi Simon Ekpa asked the Biafran people to listen to the DOS because they were in charge. He asked the Biafrans to listen. But the Biafrans, on their own, chose what they feel is right for them. Mazen Nandekanu is not just an ordinary leader. He's not just an ordinary person in the street. This is somebody who has put his own life on the line. He has put his own life on the line. The life of his own parents have been taken. And Biafrans know the pain he's going through. And they continue to sit at home. Mazi Simon Ekpa never forced anybody. The only thing he did was to support the will of the people. Mazi Simon Ekpa supported the will of the people and continued to support the will of the people up to this moment as we speak. He never enforced sit at home. He never enforced the Monday sit at home in any way, in any shape or form. Mazi Simon Ekpa never enforced the Monday sit at home. It is the will of the people. That was why, even after he was detained in Finland, after the Nigerian government connived with the Finland authorities and detained Mazi Simon Ekpa with their crooked and fraudulent judgment in their court, whereby they rejected every evidence that Mazi Simon Ekpa has on his side was rejected in their court. They convicted him and they gave him 6 years, which we are waiting for his appeal that is going to come up on the 8th of August 2026. By 5th of August, Mazi Simon will be in the court to challenge that very sentence that was given to him, handed to him, which was done in a fraudulent manner. He didn't have a proper representation. So even in the absence of Mazi Simon Ekpa all this while, it's been going to 2 years. The sit at home has continued by the Biafran people without anybody enforcing it. The Biafrans on their own continue to obey the state, even in the absence of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Only for recently, the government of Anambra State under Seibo went and activated another force to force people against their will to come out on Monday sit at home. Igbo activated that and began to force Biafrans, threatening Biafrans, taking over their shops, destroying their properties, attacking Biafrans that they must come out against their will on Monday. Because that was the assignment given to him by the Caliphate, by the Nigerian government, because they have seen that the entire world is seeing it clearly that they have no legitimacy in Biafra land. At a point in time, even their Senate president was saying it, that our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, was in charge, that the Biafran people are in charge of the election, and not those who claim to be representing them. That point was very, very clear. It was very clear, and the entire world saw it. And they used Igbo to activate the attack on the sit at home, framing it that people are enforcing it. But from all that they have done, all the attack, even at the highest peak, which was last Monday, Biafrans sat at home. And I showed the evidence here online, which today, before the end of the program, I am still going to show you the video of the situation today. Whatever be the situation. But it has been made clear after the announcement of the Liberation Army of Biafra that nobody is enforcing the sit at home, and they will never ever enforce the sit at home. It is the will of the people, that the people have the right, and they have the right to choose either to sit at home or not to sit at home. It is according to their own will. They made it very clear. So it has become very clear that whatever you see today is the will of the people. Nobody enforced sit at home. Monday sit at home. From the day one, the Monday sit at home was put in place by the Biafrans themselves and continue to sustain it for more than 5 years now. But Nigerian government sees that as a threat, because that is a confirmation of the Biafran unity that scares them so much. One of the things that scares Nigerian government so much is the presence, the unity among the Biafrans. It scares them a lot. It scares them. The unity of the Biafran people scares them. That is why they are fighting the sit at home, because the sit at home is one of the significant things that shows that Biafrans have lost interest in this volatile republic. They are no longer interested. They are gone completely. It's a confirmation that they are gone. It's a confirmation that Nigerian government has no legitimacy in Biafra land. It's a confirmation that every political leader in Biafra land has no legitimacy. They don't have the mandate of the people. So they try to change it by force. That was why Soludo came up with all different kinds of maneuver, propaganda, going to Abuja to tell his paymaster that he has done it, he has stopped sit at home. We are watching, we are seeing, and it's still ongoing. And today, we are still going to bring a report. I just gave this brief for you to understand that when the reason they are fighting for sit at home is not because of the so-called money they say they are losing. It is not for the money they are losing. It is because the sit at home is a confirmation of they are not having legitimacy in Biafran territory. It is a confirmation that the Biafra is no longer part of whatever Nigeria is discussing. That the Nigerian discourse is unacceptable. It is a confirmation and reminder to the world that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has illegally been convicted with a non-existent law and illegally taken to Sokoto for detention. It's a confirmation that Biafrans are no longer interested in the Zoroastrian Republic. It's a reminder to the world that every attack against Biafrans will be responded to, that we are not cowards. And it's a confirmation mostly to the world that we are united in this request. We are united. I can bet you for this past 5 years and counting, more than 60% of Biafran people has been complying to the sit at home. You can't get 100%. Nobody's claiming to have 100%, but I can bet you for the past 5 years, more than 60%, more than 60%, even 70% have been complying. And you can't take that away from us. The world is watching, and they are so scared about that unity. The sit at home destroys the notion. Sit at home destroys the notion that people have, that Biafrans are not united. They can't do anything in one mind. They cannot support each other. They don't love each other. The sit at home destroys that notion. Every single propaganda they put in place against us in the course of our journey, freedom, sit at home is a massive pullback that disgraces that very thing they have in their mind. That is why they are fighting it with everything they have. But I thank Biafran people that so many of us are still standing strong. So many of us have that conviction that there is no sacrifice that is too much for freedom. So many of us have that conviction that Mazen Nandekan has paid more than enough sacrifice for us not to forget him. Mazen Nandekan have paid a heavy price for us not to forget him. Mazen Simon Ekpa, equally, it is now paying a price that some of us cannot even bear to risk. Mazen Simon Ekpa put every single thing he has worked for in his life on the line. For a man to attain a height that Mazen Simon have attained outside the country, in a foreign land, you attain such a height that you are a politician, you served in the military. You served the military, you have won elections, and you are in the ruling party. And yet you decide to sacrifice it for the freedom of the people, and you hands up completely from their politics. Only few people can be able to take that risk. Only a few people can take that risk. And we have seen Mazi Simon Ekpa do that. So those sacrifices cannot be thrown away to the dustbin. We must continue to recognize them, and we must continue to appreciate them. And how do we do that? We do that by standing our own ground and make sure that they are not forgotten. Stand your ground to make sure they are not forgotten. One way you will make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nandekan is not forgotten is by participating in anything that has to project the Biafra cause forward. And one of the things that have been chosen is the sit at home. I didn't choose it. Mazi Simon didn't choose it. Nobody did. The people that introduced it were the DOS, but the Biafran people took it over and been holding it for more than 5 years. It scares the Janjaweed so much. It scares the Nigerian government. And when you see the kind of fear that sit at home gives them, you know that it is not something to be played with. I thank Chukwu Okike Abiama. My utmost joy is today. It has been made very clear that sit at home was not as a result of enforcement by anybody. It was the will of the people. This is one of the greatest accusations against Mazi Simon Ekpa today that made him get into detention. One of the things that was presented against Mazi Simon Ekpa, that today Finland should be ashamed of themselves. Watching Mazi Simon Ekpa almost 2 years and sit at home continue. Finland should be ashamed of themselves. They should be very ashamed of themselves. Even before Mazi Simon Ekpa was convicted, he had evidence against Nigerian government, but the prosecutor refused to collect this evidence. They refused to admit those evidence. The prosecutor refused to admit the entire evidence against Nigeria, which you believe in the appeal court will definitely appear. Even now, we have much more clearer evidence than you can ever imagine. And there is no doubt that by August 5th, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, will be vindicated. He will be vindicated by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. We know that the battle we are fighting is not a small battle. We are not just fighting with men and women on the street. We are not just fighting just ordinary. It is a very heavy battle. But we have that belief that by August 8th, something must happen. And wherever you are as a Biafran, remember to join Mazi Simon Ekpa in solidarity in August 8th in Finland. More especially those who are in Europe. Get your ticket on time before it is late. Get your ticket on time so that you can join Mazi Simon Ekpa August 8th in the court. He has personally made that call that Biafrans, it doesn't matter the group you belong. It doesn't matter your own orientation. It doesn't matter who you believe. But at least his absence have shown so many of us the truth. There are people who didn't believe in him. There are people who were accusing him falsely. Today, they have seen the light. Mazi Simon Ekpa is inviting every one of you. Come to Finland. on that day of court, August 5th. Come to the court. The informations are there. Verify the information. Go online, search. You will see the information somewhere to go. Go there and be there in solidarity for Master Simon Ekpa. And I bet you, at the end of that very sitting that we start on August 5th, which we don't know how long it's going to last, Master Simon Ekpa will be vindicated. So, my fellow Biafrans, today is that day that no matter what they do, I will not, as I said before, that I will not stop supporting the sit at home. I am also a Biafran, airing my own opinion. It is not about group. It is not about a person. I am speaking based on my own opinion. That whatever it will take to make sure that the voice of Biafra remains in front, I will do it. So I will continue to report and encourage those who have made up their mind to continue to hold on to this legitimate demonstration of the Biafrans, onto the civil disobedience that is democratic. It is not violence, not a call for violence, not a call for chaos. A peaceful civil disobedience that we have held for years. Each time you hear about destruction has always been a false flag, which we have unmasked. All the while, when they were telling you it was violent, people were houses were burned, this and that were destroyed, it has always been a false flag, sponsored by Nigerian government to destroy what the Biafrans are doing. And it is not difficult for you to understand that. This false flag is one of the way the government of Nigeria demonizes Biafra. They did that to NSAS, the people who were fighting for a better Nigeria, not even a Biafra. Nigerian government created another group against the NSAS, turned people anti-protest against the people who were asking for a better governance. And they didn't stop at that. They made it violent and they went ahead and took innocent life through the NSAS. Up to this day, they are still denying it. Even when the international community saw it, the CNN reported it, but they deny it today. As if that is not enough. They did the same thing in the just end bad governance that happened. End bad governance. And in all these cases, some people are still in detention simply because they asked for good governance. They were never violent. The people who came for NSAS were not violent. Those who came for end bad governance were never violent. The same way they attacked the Shiite people who came to protest against the traditional leader, and 1,000 people were murdered. They were not violent. The same thing they did to IPOB. Took the life of members of Masor in Ozu River. 150 Biafrans were massacred while they were praying. The Headbridge massacre, we all saw it. The Abba massacre against Biafra, without any song of violence, it was just a protest with flag. So when we talk about this false flag that they introduced the sit at home to make it violence, so they will see reason to attack Biafrans and stop it. It is not something that we just come out and say. There are evidence backing it up because they have done it over and over and over again. But I appreciate every Biafran that has stood their ground. And that is why we will continue to support, do all our best to make our voice heard. In any way or manner, if you can express yourself through a sit at home, go ahead. If you can speak up, go ahead. Whatever way you are going to make our voice heard, continue to do that and don't allow anybody to bully you or push you out of it. That is why today being Monday, the topic I have chosen to discuss this today being Monday says Biafra under siege. Sit at home, political infiltration and the urgent call for international attention. This is the topic we are discussing today. Biafra under siege. Sit at home, political infiltration and the urgent call for international attention. This is the topic we're going to discuss today, and we will try as much as possible to do justice to it as we have always done. Once again, I welcome everyone that have joined us on this platform today, wherever you are joining from, whichever platform, whichever area you are. I welcome you to this very platform this morning. Remember, we don't come here for entertainment. This program is not for content creating. This is a Biafran activist platform. This is a Biafran platform for activism, for Biafra freedom. That is what it is. It is not to entertain anybody. We are not here to entertain. That is why sometimes we preach some message that will hurt you, including you that is watching. When the message hurts you, all you got to do is to Look inward. Find out that area that affects you. Find out if there is something you're going to amend. If there is nothing you can amend, you can all come out, join us, and then give us your own superior argument. Let us reason together. That is why we're here. We are not here for propaganda. We are here for clarity. For clarity, that is why we come here every day. That is why I devote my time twice every day. I don't come here for propaganda, for saga, for blackmail, or for any other thing. For clarity, that is why I come to this platform. Biafra land stands at a critical turning point. The Monday sit at home continue to send powerful message, a message of resistance, a message of protest, a message that says a people cannot be ignored forever. But at the same time, serious questions are rising. Questions about security, question about political maneuvering, question about who truly represents the interests of our people. The most important question about whether the international community, especially the United States of America, is paying attention to the growing instability in our region, Biafra land. It is a worrying question. Is the United States of America paying attention to the situation of the Biafran people? We know that today their attention is on the genocide against Christians, which affects Biafrans largely, mostly than any other person. When you use that term Christian, it affects Biafrans mostly. But we are still saying, we are still having that question about whether international community, especially the United States of America, is paying attention to the growing instability in our region. The attack, the loss of life. Today, we will try as much as possible to break it down for the world to hear us and understand us clearer. The Monday sit at home began as a political protest strategy. Just as I said before, I have explained it in a clear terms. For those who didn't know how we start, I have explained in the beginning. A civil expression of dissatisfaction and demand for justice. That is what it's all about. Regardless of where individuals stand on its own execution, one thing is undeniable. It has become a symbol. You can never deny the fact that Monday sit at home has become a symbol. Even when Biafra has come, it will always be remembered. The Monday sit at home have made a very big mark that can never ever be forgotten in this journey to freedom. It has become a symbol of unresolved grievances, a symbol of distrust in federal political structures of Nigeria. It is a symbol that shows that many feels unheard within the current Nigeria framework. When business close, when streets become quiet, when transportation slows, it is not just economic activities that pauses. It is a very strong statement. But here is the concern. When a protest lasts this long, it signals deeper systemic failure. It signals that dialogue has broken down. It signals that reconciliation has not been achieved. Now you see their fear. This is why they are fighting the sit at home with every single weapon they have, including using force. And the forceful nature of trying to stop the sit at home is against the law. It's against human rights. And that makes everything they are doing unacceptable. That is why we are calling for international community to pay attention. And when prolonged instability meets political manipulation, the consequence can escalate. That is what we are seeing today. That is what we are seeing in the attempt to stop sit at home by force. When prolonged instability meets political manipulation, which is what Soludo is doing today, the consequence can escalate. That is why when we see all the games they are playing today, Biafrans are watching, and we are calling on the world to pay attention. Just like Mazin Nandekam used to say, that when you want to tell the story, begin from the beginning. When it will happen and you want to tell the story, start from the beginning. Because they are very fond of taking the story from the side that favors them. Everybody that comes to talk about sit at home, we only take it from where it favors him. They will not speak from the beginning. Even as they are trying to stop the sit at home by force, they are not asking, what is the reason and purpose of sit at home in the first place? Why did that stop? Has that problem been solved? Has that discussion been met? Has there been anything done? Did they actually listen to the people or hear their voice? Nobody asked that question. Across Biafran land, there are growing accusations that certain political actors are not merely governing, but positioning. We know who they are. Even though we call it accusation, you and I know who they are. Across Biafra land, positioning themselves for influence. You see them position themselves for influence. Somebody like Dave Umahi, somebody like Igbo in Anambra State, somebody like Hope Uzodimma. You see how they are positioning themselves for influence. Today, you see businessmen have joined them. Someone like Obi Kubana has joined. Kubana chief priests have joined. Zenko have joined. And so many of them who are today parading themselves as city boys. The only thing they want to achieve is position themselves for influence. Nothing else. Not for the governance, not for their people, not for the interest of their own personal interest. Positioning themselves for influence. Positioning for alignment with broader power blocks. That is what we see in Nigeria today. Every single person that claims to be a representative of the Biafran people today, all the from A to Z, all the politicians, with no exception, they are all positioning for alignment with broader power blocks. That is why you see them joining the APC, even when they know that APC is a Fulani terrorist party. APC is a Fulani Islamic terrorist party. That's what it is. And we have no same ideology with them. Every one of us know how Buhari brought the APC. That is why today, when you see people they are crying for insecurity. After crying for insecurity, you still come out and you support APC. You are a mad person. You are an idiot. Today, you see them. They don't care about the insecurity. They don't care about the loss of life and hardship. They are busy positioning for alignment with broader power block today in the hand of the APC, the Fulani Caliphate. Positioning in a way that many interpret as undermining local autonomy and long-term security. That is what we see. How can somebody be aligning with a terrorist party that even a legitimate court in Canada have said that every political party in Nigeria is a terrorist organization? That issue has not been addressed. The actors that made those places terrorists, made those organizations terrorists, they are still there in charge. It has not been addressed, and yet you are aligning yourself with them simply because you feel you have the power. In case you think we just come out to say, I'm going to play a video before I continue, a video that was made by Goodluck Ebele Jonathan during the time of his campaign. I will want you to pay attention to what Goodluck Jonathan explained about the APC that we are seeing today. I want you to pay attention I am not exonerating anybody, not even any party or PDP, all of them are the same. These are a bunch of criminals and terrorists. I want you to listen to what Goodluck Jonathan said. Pay attention to this very video. You are going to learn a lot. Pay attention so that you know the genesis of the insecurity you are seeing today. That when you see somebody aligning with this very time you see, aligning with the present government, you have to beware. I want you to pay attention. Listen to this very video carefully.
We can no longer go backward. We must move forward. And I said that when you talk about change, the only thing that can bring a lasting change in this country is the implementation of the national conference that all Nigerians gathered to come up with a document and say that if we begin to do things this way, we will change this country for better. These people who are talking about change refuse to participate. They say they will not implement it. So what change are they bringing? Every time you listen to them, you see the bitterness in their hearts. Bitter, hunger, as if somebody has taken their property. Venom. And I said that, look, you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't have a peaceful heart, a friendly heart, you cannot bring peace to people. For you to bring peace, you must be somebody who can forgive. Somebody who preaches peace. It's not somebody who will ask people to go and kill that will bring peace. It will bring crisis to us. Especially now that society is so sophisticated and small light arms and small weapons are all over the place. You set this country ablaze. And we will not go back to those primitive days. This country must move forward.
You heard Goodluck Jonathan there in his statement. He was talking about these people you are seeing today. That he asked them to join hand and implement the constitutional conference that was held where the entire Nigerian people agreed on a way forward. Remember, one of the problems that we have is that in the amalgamation, nobody was consulted. One of the problems is that Nigeria was as a result of one man's signature, Lugard, who amalgamated the southern and the northern protectorate without the endorsement from the people. There was no referendum. There was no consultation. There was no agreement. Only a signature from Lugard created Nigeria. And somehow, during the time of Jonathan, he came up with the Constitutional Conference where all the tribes were represented and they brought out a solution. But this Fulani Caliphate refused. In fact, they took, even when he handed that over to Buhari after Buhari took power, Buhari took that very document and threw it into the dustbin. What is the document? Regional government. What is in the document? Restructuring. That is what all the regions were talking about. And the Janjaweed rejected it. Instead, they say they are born to rule. They want to rule by sword. In fact, they were called, that was the time they went and brought these terrorists you are seeing today that are destroying Nigeria. Instead of implementing that constitutional conference, they went and imported the terrorists they brought today that they are calling bandits. That was when they brought them to Nigeria. That was when they brought them. Instead of following the constitutional conference that was held by the indigenous people, they said no. Instead of that, better they go and import terrorists. And that was exactly what they did. And today you see some people, Igbo person, somebody of Igbo extraction, aligning himself with these terrorists. Positioning himself for influence among the terrorists, which they will definitely take his life. Positioning for alignment with broader power block, simply because they are in charge today. You support Tinubu, you support ABC. Positioning in a way that interprets as undermining local and long-term security. They don't even care about your security. They don't care about mine. The fear expressed by many citizens is not just about governance. It is about demographic shift. It is about land control. It is about political leverage. It is no longer a suspicion that the agenda of the Fulanis is to take over the entire Nigeria. It is no longer a conspiracy theory. Like when Mazen Nandekano was revealing that, people thought it was a conspiracy theory, that Mazen Nandekano was a troublesome person. They thought that Mazen Nandekano was making it up. But today, it is no longer something you say you don't know. Because we have seen it in some area where they went, take the innocent life of the indigenous people and take over the land and put their own. They even renamed the names of those villages. There are several evidence. You can see that in Kaduna. You can see that in Benue State, where the entire village was sacked. And the Fulanis came in, occupying the homes of those people. Change the name of the environment. Change the name of the village. And then sack the people into IDP camp in a country that claimed to be sovereign. Their citizens are in IDP camp. These citizens have their own homes, their own farm, their own land, but they have been in IDP camp for more than 20 years. Nobody is saying anything about it. The government doesn't have any plan to send them back to their land. Instead, the government is going outside the country, Cameroon, to bring people they claim they ran away to Cameroon, to bring them back. And go and make research. You will see that the people are bringing are Fulanis. The government is doing everything to hand over Nigeria into the hand of the Fulanis. So the fear expressed by many citizens is not just about governance. It is about demographic shift. Nigerian government is actively shifting demography. That is why they come with different kinds of bills telling you that wherever you go and you stay, you are a citizen. Wherever you go, you are saying nobody can tell you are not a citizen. That is why they push Fulanis into all the states and they talk about their, what do they call, the Ruga or whatever. They talk about the Ruga settlement. From Ruga settlement, they come with livestock. From livestock, they come with different kinds of names just to make sure that they change the demographic shift. They change the demographic of the place. It is about land control. That is what is happening in Nigeria today. For those who are not paying attention, it is about political leverage. History has shown us globally, when political structures are weakened internally, external influence often expands. Pay attention. This is why transparency matters. This is why accountability matters. This is why citizens are demanding answers. We, the Biafran people, we are demanding answers. Answers that our political elites have refused to offer. Answers that our political elites have continued to run away from. And that is why we are making our voice clear. Through the only means that we know we have to sit at home, and we will continue to do that, regardless what anybody says, what they do. If people feel decisions are being made without their consent, without their cultural or regional interests protected, distrust grows rapidly. This is the situation in Biafra land. And when distrust grows, instability follows. This is the actual problem, but they wouldn't address it. Instead, they focus on forcing people against their will to come out and trade on Monday, forcing people against their will to go against their own will. International attention is needed at this point. Now, let us speak clearly. The call for international attention is not automatically a call for military intervention. When we come online every day, we call for international intervention. It is not a call for military intervention. And I have said it over and over again. When we continue to call on the United States of America, there is no need for them to put even their boot on the ground, military camp or whatever. No. The indigenous people, each indigenous person, each indigenous tribe can protect themselves. The intervention that is needed is to break up the contraption called Nigeria along value system. That is the ultimate intervention that will not cost anybody's life. It will not cost the life of the indigenous people. It will not cost the life of the international community that come their soldiers. It will not destroy their resources. The cheapest way to tackle this issue, but because of economic interests and some other unknown interests that we know of the West, they have refused to pay attention to the legitimate solution to save life in that country called Nigeria. The only way to save life is disintegration of the zone. It is not a call for war. It is not out of hate. Peaceful disintegration. Create country along value system. We have seen it. It is clear that the core north already are in Sharia. The core north already are very happy with the Caliphate. And there is nothing wrong about it. It's not a problem. Let them enjoy it for as long as it lasts. The Southwest prefer the monarchical system. They have been doing it and it's working for them. Allow them to practice it. We, the Biafran people in the old Southeastern region, we like the circular system. That is our life. Allow us to go ahead with it. And those in the middle belt have a system that suits them. Allow them to practice it. That is all we ask. Let the United Nations, the international community, weigh in. Let the United States go ahead to implement this for peace. Every region can defend themselves against their enemies. Once the boundary is drawn along value system, people will know their limits. People will know what to protect. People will know when the intruder is coming in. But as long as Nigeria continues to be a name under which that entity is functioning, you do not know who is an outsider and who is an insider. You don't know who is a Nigerian. As we speak today, nobody is a Nigerian. You can be carrying passport. You can be whatever. You can live anywhere. But as we speak, there is nobody that can be identified as a Nigerian. Even a governor, Bauchi State governor, said that in the national TV, that the Fulanese are, first of all, Fulanese, wherever they are Fulanese. They are only identified as Fulanese. All the Fulanese in West Africa, wherever they may be, that they identify as Fulanese. That caging them, identifying them as a Nigeria is not what they don't want that. Now you understand why it is impossible to function in the same entity with these people in that title called Nigeria. If you sincerely want to end the problem, let there be a peaceful disintegration of that contraction. Let country be created along value system, which is already in practice. And the clash of this value system is the only thing that is allowing the terrorism to foster. Because as long as you continue to function under Nigeria, the terrorists can parade anywhere. The Fulani terrorists that we know, because don't just say terrorists, we know that the foot soldiers of the terrorists are Fulanis. It is not a propaganda, not a blackmail, not to it is a fact. It is a fact. They provide the foot soldier for all the terrorist group in Nigeria. The people that provide their food soldier are Fulanis. Talk about ISWA. Talk about ISIS. Talk about Boko Haram. Talk about the Lakarua. Everyone talk about the Fulani headers. The people that provide the food soldier are Fulanis. So why would you think you can make any progress with these people in the same location? Why? How possible is that? Why would you be wasting resources saying you want to protect? Why would you be wasting resources and wasting time, wasting lives in the name of trying to maintain peace? It will never happen. The call for international attention is not automatically a call for military intervention. It is a call for democratic oversight. It is a call for diplomatic engagement. It is a call for human rights monitoring. That is why we are calling for the international community, calling for the US to do the needful. So those of you who are seeing it is a call for military intervention, a call for war, it is not a call for war, has never been and will never be. And we want the United States of America that is leading the movement today to take a bold step, create countries, support the referendum to create country along value system. Let that discussion start. Let that discussion commence. You can't run away from it. No matter how you try, you can never run away from it. The United States of America position itself globally as a defender of democracy and self-determination principles. That is what the United States is known for. A global defender of democracy and self-determination principle. So what are you waiting for? Why are you doing the same? Why are you not carrying that job in Nigeria? In the case of Biafra, why are you shying away from going ahead to hold on to this responsibility? Why are you slowing down? How many people need to die before you take your action? How many people more do you want to die in that contract from God Nigeria before you do the needful? When regions experience prolonged unrest, mass political grievances, and unresolved ethnic tension, the world powers traditionally monitor such situation carefully. Why? Ask yourself. Ask yourself. I want to ask yourself, why is it that when region experience prolonged unrest, mass political grievance, and unresolved ethnic tension, the world power traditionally monitors such situation carefully? Why do they do that? Ask yourself, why? The only reason is because history teaches us that ignored crisis escalates. When you ignore crisis, it escalates. The issue of Biafra has been ignored for too long, more than 50 years, and still counting. More than 50 years. The issue of Biafra has been ignored for too long. We have seen it in different continents. We have seen it when early warning signs are dismissed. We have seen people, millions of lives lost because early signs were dismissed. For every genocide that happened in the world, there is always a sign. There is always a warning. All the recorded genocide, there's always a warning. But as I have always said, the United Nations is not united. And the United Nations is a toothless backing dog. They will never act. They will not do nothing. They will do nothing until when it is very, very late. They will never do anything. No responsible global actor should wait until violence spirals before encouraging dialogue and constitutional clarity. But that is the case we are seeing today in the issue of Nigeria. What we are seeing in the issue of Nigeria today is the entire world being irresponsible, acting irresponsible. The entire world is acting irresponsible. Except for US that is now somehow sluggishly coming in to do something. Remember, no responsible global actor should wait until violence spirals before encouraging dialogue and constitutional clarity. Mazin Nandekano have cried and shouted for more than a decade, almost 2 decades, talking about what is happening today. The Biafran people have been crying and shouting. The genocide against Biafran have been for decades. It didn't start yesterday, but the world kept silent. And I ask, how many million Biafrans more need to die before we will have our freedom? How many millions of Biafrans is the world waiting to die before we have our freedom? International attention is what we are calling for. We are calling for international attention at this point in time. And I want you to know that international attention can mean encouraging peaceful negotiation. When we call for this international intervention, some people don't understand this. International attention, every time their mind goes at war, and it is a propaganda that they push. The enemy is always focused on war, destabilization. No. When we call for international attention, it can mean encouraging peaceful negotiation, supporting democratic reforms, promoting conflict de-escalation, protecting civilian rights. That is what we call off when we are talking about international attention needed. But the propagandists, the zoological propagandists and their media with those paid agents and their lobbyists, when we talk about this international intervention, they will frame it as a war, destabilization, invasion. That is how they frame it. Occupation, that's what they frame. No. What we are actually talking about is peaceful negotiation, supporting democratic reform, promoting conflict de-escalation, protect civilian rights. That is all we are asking for. And when you see us sit at home every Monday, this is part of the demands we are making to draw the attention of the world. But instead of paying attention, they are busy fighting, abusing our right the more, destabilizing Biafra land the more, lying against us and pushing all our propaganda against us. Our request of international attention is not radical. That is standard diplomatic practice. That is what we are carrying out. That's what we are doing. At the heart of this conversation is a philosophical and legal debate. What happens when a significant population believes the current federal structure does not serve their interest? I ask you. International law recognizes the principle of self-determination. True or false? International law recognizes the principle of self-determination. National constitutions emphasize territorial integrity. True or false? When those two principles collide, tension emerges. This is not unique to Nigeria. It has happened in Europe. It has happened in Asia. It has happened in Africa. It is not just unique to Nigeria. The solution is really force. The solution is dialogue, referendum process, where constitutional and negotiated restructuring happens. That is why we saw the case of Russia. The former USSR was split into pieces, and every one of them went their separate ways, and they are all doing excellently well. We saw that in Asia. A very wonderful example is Malaysia and Singapore. Today, they are at the highest peak, developing in all ramifications, and they are having a healthy competition among each other. Malaysians and Singaporeans are doing things together. Malaysians are working in Singapore, Singaporeans are working in Malaysia. Some live in Malaysia and they go to work in Singapore. Some in Singapore and they go to work in Malaysia. They share a lot of things in common. You can't hear them fighting each other. There are so many other examples. Countries that were broken along value system, they are doing excellently well. So what we are asking is not an experiment, something that has not been experimented. It is something that has been done and it worked out. So what we are asking for is not just unique to Nigeria. It has happened in Europe. It has happened in Asia. It has happened in other African countries. The solution is really force. You can use force, like the British did to amalgamate people together. And when they were leaving, they still left police force for you. And today, that force is still what they are using to hold us down. The solution is really forced. The solution is dialogue, referendum process, where constitutional and negotiated restructuring happens. If grievances are not addressed politically, they do not disappear, they evolve. That is why nothing will make the Biafran cause disappear. If you think by stopping sit at home, by arresting Mazen Nandekam, keeping him in Sokoto, by detaining Mazen Samoneba, that you can stop Biafran cause, you have something else coming. Biafran cause will become stronger than you can ever imagine. You are only building another strong force that will even be more stronger than the ones you have seen before. The greatest risk right now is polarization. When narratives become extreme, when communities lose trust in institutions, when political actors exploit ethnic fears, escalation becomes easier. And that is the situation of the Zoological Republic today. That is what we see. And escalation benefits no ordinary citizen. Whenever there is escalation, it doesn't benefit any citizen. Not me, not you, not ordinary citizen. No. It doesn't benefit the trader. It doesn't benefit the student. It doesn't benefit the farmer. Neither does it benefit the workers. Instability drains economic growth. Instability pushes away investment. Instability creates long-term scares. That is why calm strategic conversation is essential. Every single thing we are calling through our peaceful civil disobedience is to save humanity, to save mankind. It is essential for discussion. You can't ignore it. You can't wish it away. There are certain things that must happen next. There are certain things that must happen. There are certain things that must, it is a must that it must happen. Number one, transparent engagement between federal and regional leaders. Independent human rights monitoring. It is a must. It is not just monitor because we have furnished them with a lot of information. They have been seeing it. Amnesty International is in Nigeria. They have all the evidences of the massacre of the Biafrans. The human rights abuse in Nigeria. They have it. But are they acting towards it? Nothing. No action. No action. Open civic dialogue without criminalization of peaceful expression. Criminalizing the sit at home or the Biafran people can never ever be a solution. Criminalizing the sit at home can never be a solution. Instead, there has to be a civic dialogue without criminalizing of peaceful expression, like we are expressing on the sit at home. But the Zoological Republic prefer to use their politicians, the governors, to criminalize what we are doing. And you think by criminalizing the sit at home, then it will stop. You think by criminalizing the Biafrans, we stop agitation. You have something else coming. We are going to agitate even more. Clear communication to prevent misinformation. There must be clear communication. There must be clear, very, very clear communication. International diplomatic awareness. Not interference, but awareness. Awareness. Ignoring tension does not solve it. Ignoring the tension that is in the zoo today will not solve the problem. You can see, even with the intervention of the United States, sending troops, the terrorists are running rampage. In fact, the terrorists are now attacking more than ever. With the presence of the United States of America in Nigeria on the ground, the terrorists have increased their attack more than you can ever imagine. Ignoring tension does not solve it. Suppressing voice does not erase them. Suppressing the voice of Mazen Nandekam, taking him to Sokoto and lock him up for life, can never erase his voice. You see, every morning I come here, I play the message of Mazen Nandekam. It rings back. It makes it fresh. And Mazen Nandekano's message is as fresh as, I don't know how to describe it. Every time you play it, it will seem as if it was made yesterday. Like the video I played now. That video I played before I started program is an answer to the situation now. For those of our brothers in the north who thinks that by not supporting the cause of Biafra, they think that when the issue of disintegration is placed on the table, it will affect them. It will now push them into the north and they will live at risk. The video I just played explains an answer to their problem, that Biafra will be a home for them. Biafra will be a home for them. They can come to our land, grow, inspire for every position, and be there and live peacefully. It is not the first time. It has been done before. The British did that to the French Protestants, and they brought them up when they were not needed in France. We can do the same. All the Christians in the core north can come to Biafra land. Mazen Nandekano swore in his honor on live broadcast, which I just played. Because today you see some of our brothers in the north, they cannot support the cause of division because they feel that when Biafrans go, they will fall into the north and that they become in danger. So they feel that the presence of Biafrans in Nigeria is a hope for them to survive, which is just a fallacy. That is why you saw Frank. That's why you see Frank can be able to address the Biafrans as terrorists. You can imagine Frank framing the Biafran people, the IPOB, the Liberation Army, the ESN as terrorists is unimaginable. The same people that you claim that they commit genocide in your own side, when they operate in your own side, you call it genocide. But when they take life in Biafran land, you accuse us of it. You now take the report that is coming from the same enemy that is fighting you. When they report about Biafra, you accept it. But when they report about your own area, you don't accept it. Double standard. It is because of this fear that when we leave Nigeria, that they are not going to survive. That is why that our brother Frank in Yelwaka, he should go and listen to this message of Mazen Nandekano. Mazen Nandekano knew that that would be one of their excuses. Like then it was Coca. Coca was speaking from both sides of the mouth. The same thing in this Christian genocide. What did Coca say? A whole Bishop Coca. Bishop Coca, who has been in the front line crying about intimidation and the abuse of them, the Christians in the north. But all of a sudden, when we talked about the Christian genocide, he withdrew because he felt at the end of the day it might end up with disintegration. And when the country breaks up, they are going to fall back to Sokoto, the core north, and it becomes a problem. But Mazen Nandekano knew that that would come. He answered that problem in the video that I played, where he said that the Christians in the core north can come down to Biafra land and live with us, have all the rights that we have, enjoy for as long as they can, and stay there. And also, there are some people who complain about resources. He also made it clear that we are going to build a brain-based economy. So the resources doesn't matter. We don't care about the resources. We don't care about the oil. He went ahead to say that the oil will be supplied to entire West Africa free. So what else? Why won't the zoo let us go? Why won't you grant Biafrans their freedom? What other excuse do you have? That's why I say you cannot suppress the voice of people like Mazen Nandekano. You can't erase it. You can suppress it, but you can't erase it. You can never erase that voice. And that is why in every program I come, I will play his voice. I will play it. The message he delivered. So that there are some idiots who have not even listened to his message. They will just cut out a portion that they feel is going to satisfy their own propaganda, and they push it. Mazen Nandekano is too far. But go and watch his program. Mazen Nandekano, most of his messages are 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. 4 good hours, some 6 hours. Mazen Nandekano broadcast. So you don't just go in a 6 hours program, you just cut less than 1 minute and you push it out there. You never go back to look the situation surrounding the statement he made. You didn't go and look at the circumstances surrounding that comment he made. You never look at it. And that is why I play his messages every day, to get out some important information he has delivered, that today, the questions you're asking today, that he has already provided an answer to long before now. We play it over and over again. Delaying reform does not prevent demand. Delaying reforms does not prevent demand. That you bring this, your delay tactics, you bring delay tactics, you are doing like you will do, you will not do. That will not make us to fall back and say, oh, we'll not talk about Biafra again. Like they are bringing this, their delay tactics. You want us to stop, sit at home. Now you have taken Mazin Nanika to Sokoto. None of you is talking about it. None of you is talking about how he's going to be freed. You only see, you are telling us, with time he will come out, he will do this, and even the appeal, you delay the appeal until the lawyers have to go extra and struggle and put in the appeal. Delaying reform does not prevent demand. We will continue to demand for our freedom for as long as it takes. We will continue to demand for our freedom. It is very clear that the Zoological Republic is not meant for me. It's not meant for you. It is not meant for any one of us. And the earlier you know that, the better for you and I. Nigeria is not for you. You can continue to pretend. You can continue to pretend for all I care. But I bet you, at the end of the day, we are still going to come back to where we started. The only solution to the situation in Nigeria today remains a breakup. Breaking up of Nigeria remains the only solution. The disintegration of Nigeria remains the only solution. There is no other shortcut. No matter what you say, no matter how you do it or what you want to do, there is no shortcut. When you continue to delay it, you are only postponing the doomsday. And when the time comes, it will still happen. You are only postponing the doomsday. At the appointed time, it will still happen. So it doesn't matter whether you do it now or you do it tomorrow. The only solution remains disintegration of the zoo. And until that is done, nothing is going to change. Until the Zoological Republic is done, until the zoo is broken into pieces, nothing is going to change. So wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you to be strong. Don't you ever run away from your responsibility. No matter how bad it is, continue to remain positive. Continue to fight the battle. Continue to be in the front line. Continue to demand for your freedom. Continue to demand for your freedom. There is no game or any trick anywhere that can change it. Nobody. They can push everything they want. They can push all their lie and propaganda. Don't allow it to get you. Don't allow it to get you. Nigerian government does not mean well for you. And they don't mean well for me. So wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you must not allow anybody to deceive you. Nigeria is not for you. Neither is it for me. Just recently, you heard about another market on fire in the north, I think Kano State. In Kano State, another business place was set on fire. But you see the difference? When it happened to the north, Tinubu had to send the chief terrorist, Shetima, his vice president, to the north to go and commensurate with them. The drug baron had to send the fellow criminal to go and commensurate with them in the north. But when it happens in Biafra land, nobody cares about it. Nobody will speak about it. They will pretend it's not happening. Nobody will say a word about it. But I bet you, if you do not know that you don't have any place in Nigeria, you're on your own. Because the legitimate and serious Biafrans already know. They already know where they stand. The pictures you are seeing today is sit at home. Even against all the attack, all the propaganda on people are still sitting at home. People are sitting at home. With all their propaganda, with all their blackmail, it is unstoppable. My most joy, the most important thing that interests me is that today, you can no longer accuse anybody of sponsoring the sit at home. People on their own are still observing the sit at home. People on their own are still observing the sit at home. Against all the propaganda, against all the blackmail, against all the attack of Igbo, against all the attack of Igbo, people are still doing what they have to do. Wherever you are as a Biafran, I want you to know that the zoo is not for you. It's not for you. It doesn't matter how you try to do for them, how you try to please them. I bet you at the end of the day, you will be left, you will come back in shame. You will be disgraced. No matter what happens, you will come back in shame. The earlier no matter how you try to pretend, at the end of the day, if you do not take your time, you are going to come back in shame. That is why we are urging people, wherever you are as a Biafran, do not allow anybody to push you into something that you know that you are not supposed to do. Don't allow anybody to push you into something you know you are not supposed to do. Because there will be consequence for every action that you take. You think the Biafrans are not watching? The Biafrans are watching you. And there will be a payback. For every evil that you do, there will be a payback. The Biafrans are watching. And every one of you that betray the Biafran people will be sent out of the land. Every one of you that betray the Biafran people, you will be chased out of the land when the time comes. You can enjoy your evil and corrupt money for as long as it lasts now. But I tell you, we are going to take a time where everyone that is committed to keep us enslaved is going to hear from us. The Biafran people have paid a very heavy price and continue to pay a heavy price. And that is why at this point in time, it is about our collective interest, not about someone's personal interest. If you are still pursuing your interest at this time, your own personal interest, I bet you, you are going to be the next in line. And you might not be alive to tell the story. You might not be alive to tell the story. Nigeria is not for you. Neither is Nigeria for me. The only thing we are supposed to do as people is to seek for a way to save ourselves from this calamity called Nigeria. We must protect ourselves from this doom called Nigeria. How do you do it? By supporting the disintegration of the Zoological Republic. Support the disintegration of the Nigerian Republic to save life. It is not for any other purpose. It is just to save life. Just like Mazen Nandekano said, that we are not calling for that because of economy. Neither are we speaking about that because we are too smart or we are brave. No. The only reason we are calling for this integration of the zoo is to save life. for human beings to live like humans. It is not out of hatred. It is not out of envy or jealousy or pride. No. It is to save humanity. And the only way humanity can be saved is by respecting people. Create country along value system so that people who find themselves in that contraption called Nigeria can have a say. They can live like human. The Mazin Nandekan called the contraption a zoo. Some of you get angry, but I bet you he was right. And every day he's been proven right for calling the contraption a zoo. You can challenge him and say anything, but at the end of the day, the truth remains the truth. You can't change the truth with your propaganda. You can't change the truth by just lying. You can't change the truth by pretending what you are not. The truth will always remain the truth. And we will continue to bring out the truth. If they hide them, we could bring them out. In a country where there are sacred cows. You can imagine recently when El-Rufai came on national TV and accepted the responsibility of a crime, indicted himself in a crime. The young man journalist that they took his life, it is a battle between two governors. Two of them know what transpired. This one is saying you are the one that took his life. This one is saying you are the one that did it. And the country is watching. These were former governors. They are not even, you can't tell me that immunity conferred. They don't have any immunity as it stands today. El-Rufai and Ganduje don't have any immunity. But the disappearance of that journalist is in their hand. They admitted to it on national TV. These are criminals. And today they come back again and they paint themselves as angels of light. There are even some people today who are supporting that El-Rufai. Even some of them are Biafrans. He's today cleaning his record. A man who threatened the United States that when they come into Nigeria, that they're going to go back in the body bag. Today he's parading himself as a saint. A country where there are lawlessness, where you can do anything and get away with it. I saw a video where one of the terrorists himself, Shehu Sani, you know, when Shehu Sani talks, you think he's different. He's not different from other people. He's not different from every one of them. They are the same. The same people. Shehu Sani was exposing his brother El-Rufai in the atrocities he committed. And you can imagine with all this known atrocity, because Shehu Sani cannot just make a flimsy accusation, because Shehu Sani himself was persecuted by this very criminal. And Shehu Sani was a lawmaker, a very popular person in Kaduna. So every information Shehu Sani delivers, they are facts. They can be verified. And I'm going to just play a little part of what Shehu Sani said about El-Rufai. And this El-Rufai today is the same person that is with your brother Peter Obi, who is in their party. Before you know it, Rufai will become a vice president. El-Rufai will become a vice president of Peter Obi. Or conquest will become a vice president. These are people who are part of the terrorism. They don't even hide theirs. They don't even hide their own. Just like you saw Sheikh Gumi openly supporting the terrorists. Sheikh Gumi is their spokesperson. So his own case is different. He's their spokesperson. But every other person that is in that Kaduna or whatever, they are involved. All this northern elite who call themselves elite or whatever. I want you to hear the exposition that was made by Shehu Sani about El-Rufai. Let's listen to this.
And the governor of Kaduna State. Well, as a citizen of a democracy, he has the right to express opinion. He's entitled to. But for those of us in Kaduna State, we know that he never practiced what he is preaching today. He never, as a governor of a state, demonstrated that he is a Democrat. He never believed in fundamental rights. He never believed in rule of law. He never believed in justice. He never believed in unity. His tenure in office for the whole 8 years was characterized by divisiveness, by repression, by arrest, intimidation, and disrespect for court orders. This is not sentiment, this is not propaganda. These are issues that are backed with empirical evidence as far as his conduct was concerned in Kaduna State. Having said that, there are two issues I have raised here. The first is the corruption that was perpetrated under his leadership. The Kaduna State House of Assembly has comprehensively probed the account of Kaduna State from 2015 to 2023. And they found out how over 400 billion naira was looted from the state. And it was a full report that any journalist, any individual can come to Kaduna State and get it. You saw how he was able to secure a loan of $350 million. And we challenge anybody to come to Kaduna State and show us any project of $50 million in the whole 23 local governments in the state. So for us, we are not even saying it should be probe. The probe has been done. All that needs to be done is that the document of the probe should be submitted to security agencies, and he should be prosecuted for what he has done in Kaduna State. The second aspect of it is human rights acts. He has been calling Tinubu a tyrant. He has been saying Nigeria is a dictatorship, all these things here. Well, for anybody outside of Kaduna State, maybe he will impress you. But what we also say at Kaduna State, that if you believe that Nasru is a Democrat and a worthy leader, we pray to God to make your state have someone of his kind, and what he did to us, he should also do to you in response. But what we know very well is that there are cases of gross human rights violations that has never even happened in Chile. First of all, he demolished the homes of people against court orders. He demolished the shops and markets of traders against court orders. He sacked civil servants in their thousands against court orders. He sacked teachers in their thousands against court. Now, with this record, can this person call himself a Democrat or a respecter of rule of law? Keep that aside. Journalists were arrested and jailed for writing stories that hold his government accountable. And this journalist is not a title. They have names. Maidat of Leadership was arrested and jailed in Kaduna. Luca Biniad of Vanguard was arrested and jailed in Kaduna. Jacob Dixon of Authentic was arrested and jailed in Kaduna. Keep those ones aside. There are individuals who were arrested for simply posting their views on social media. Nasru Jagaban, a youth activist from Southern Kaduna. Stephen K. was a youth activist from Southern Kaduna. A lecturer with Kaduna State University, John Amfulani, was arrested and handed into prison. Islamic clerics from Zaria, who were praying when he sacked them and denied them their entitlement. All of them, over 100 of them, were picked and sent to Kaduna prison. Christian leaders in Kajuru local government, who were protesting against the killing of their own traditional ruler who came to visit Nasru on his way back. Bandit killed him. He arrested all of them and sent them to Kaduna prison. Now, talk of demolition of houses. Suleiman Hunkwe, the senator representing Kaduna North, his home was demolished for political reasons. The late Maga Tekada. Yeah. I can go on and on to tell you specific cases of rights violation. He doesn't tolerate opposition. He doesn't accept criticism. He is not a Democrat. So all the...
You see, what he narrated here is the qualities of El-Rufai. But you see, El-Rufai will come to the same station, they will honor him, give him so many accolades, describe him in certain way, and that is how Nigeria functions. That's how Nigeria functions. There are people that are above the law. They commit the greatest crime. Nobody cares. Nobody talks about it. Instead, they play on it. They wouldn't even tell you about it. And when they talk about it, they exalt them and they praise them. They tell you the good aspect. You see him, what he just described is El-Rufai. And you can imagine tomorrow, that man may emerge as a president in Nigeria. Everything is possible in Nigeria, in a country where a drug baron emerges as a president. Who else wouldn't emerge as a president? Let us look at the updates that they have in their media. Let's see these updates, because we will always bring out their update so that people can be able to confirm that it's not just we coming online to talk. There are evidence that shows that the only solution to that country called Nigeria is disintegration. To your attempt to Israel, break up the country along value system. Break up the country along value system. People that have similar value system should be in a country. That is how it's been done. When there is clash of value system, you will see continuous war, and there's nothing you can do to stop the war. It can never stop. If you think you can wish it away, no, you cannot wish it away. That war will continue. You think you can just wish it away? No, you cannot wish it away. It will continue to go on. That is why we are calling for the end to the contraction called Nigeria. Let's go to this news. It says, bandits launch fresh attack on Kwara community. Soldiers, forest guard engage gunmen in fierce battle. You see how bold they are. This Kwara issue is very disturbing because this was one of the places that Mazen Nandekanu did a great message on. Warned the Yoruba people about Kwara, that the Fulanis will take Kwara. The Fulanis will take Kwara. They will take Kwara. They have taken a lorry. They will take Kwara. But they didn't pay attention. Instead, most of them were busy abusing Mazen Nandekanu. They were busy calling him a tribal bigot. They were busy looking for how to insult Mazen Nandekanu. But today, that message that Mazen Nandekanu delivered is much more clearer than ever today. Kwara is on fire, burning every blessed day. Even with the president of the United States forces in Nigeria, the terrorists are not looking back. They are not resting. They are not relaxing. They are still sending letters. They are kidnapping. They are threatening. And when we tell the United States that putting boots on the ground is not a solution, they won't understand. The only solution to the situation of Nigeria is what? Peaceful disintegration of the Zoological Republic. Create country along value system. Each region can defend themselves without anybody putting boots on the ground. Every region can defend themselves. The only thing we need is let that official boundary be drawn. Let people know where they belong. Once people know where they belong, security will manage itself. I don't know why it is difficult for the international communities to understand. And we will continue to push it, no matter how long it takes. Look at it. Bandit launch fresh attack in Kwara community. Soldiers, forest guards engage gunmen in fierce battle. And you know that many must have lost their life. This one says, Jonathan is inept and a weakling, unfit to be governor. He was an aberration as Nigeria President Henry Oko. You see, that is what they write. But Jonathan warned them about the situation. Jonathan saw it. When they blamed you, I don't blame Jonathan. Jonathan did what he had to do. Even though he didn't do good enough, but he was the one that constituted the Constitutional Conference. The Constitutional Conference where every ethnic group should come and agree. Even Mazen Nandekanu asked them to implement the Constitutional Conference. Mazen Nandekanu have made it open that if the people agree within themselves to be in Nigeria, he would never ever speak again. If after consultation, if after referendum, the people chose to still to identify with Nigeria, that he will not speak again. Jonathan took a step, conducted that very Constitutional Conference, where every region, every tribe came and speak. About 200 tribes came and they gave their opinion. But what did they do? The Fulanis threw it away because they want to remain in control. They went ahead to remove Goodluck Jonathan. Here are we today. This one says 6 years of silence. El Rufai revelation demands international investigation into the Diatta enforced disappearance by Nnamdi Prince. Yes. You see, this is a man who was a critic of the politicians and they took his life. This man disappeared. 6 years now. 6 years. After 6 years, what we are seeing is that this governor will say it is me. This one will say it's not me. This one will say it is you. This one will say it's you. Now they know the people that are involved in the disappearance of this guy. But yet, they will do nothing. They come on national television, argue about it, and talk about it. And this is where we call for the attention of the international investigation, the international community to look into all these matters. And this bunch of idiots that you are involved in the disappearance of this man, they are still parading themselves as politicians. It is sad. But they are only able to do that because they are Nigerians. AAC celebrates Sowore, hailed him as uncommon patron, symbol of courage on his birthday. Happy birthday, Sowore. Police arrest Shrine Chief Priest, 3 others, over murder of 3 Cameroonians in Anambra. Look at this one, where bandits are parading weapons. Bandits are parading weapons they want to use. Look at it. Disturbing video show bandits advertising AK-47 anti-aircraft weapon to militia in Nigeria town. All this is a signal to the United States. When we say that a mere bringing troop on the ground will not stop these people, you see, they are advertising their weapons that they use to take innocent lives. You can imagine the kind of ammunition that these people have. Like some of you that want to create vigilante, you are fighting against the liberation army that are equal to the tax, but you want to go create a vigilante with a double barrel to go and fight people who are using AK-47, who are using anti-aircraft weapon to fire at a human being. You want a vigilante with that weapon to go and fight them. Sorry for yourself. You see what they are displaying? They display the ammunitions that is in their possession. They are even proud to display the ammunitions, even with the president of the US. The bandits are displaying what they have. And look at the people they call bandits. These are act terrorists. What is a bandit doing with anti-aircraft? Anti-aircraft. Tell me. That is why when you see this title that the Nigerian government gives them, there is no way you tell me that Nigerian government hand is not involved in the terrorism in Nigeria. What is bandit? Go and check the meaning of bandit. Go and check the dictionary meaning of bandit. What is a bandit do with AK-47? What is a bandit do with anti-aircraft weapon? Anti-aircraft. What is a bandit do with anti-aircraft weapon? The bandit that have shot down a jet. How do you call them bandits? These are well-trained terrorists, unapologetic terrorists. But Nigeria decided to give them a name to make them acceptable. It is sad. Very, very sad. Disturbing video shows bandits advertising AK-47 anti-aircraft weapon to militia in Nigeria town. I just showed the video briefly because some of those videos we can't show it for a long time. When you show it for a long time, it will affect the program. They might take the program down if you begin to show it. But if you go to Twitter, you will see it. You see where they display their weapons, what they have. And we have seen many of them in pictures with them. They are not even as scared of anybody. Headers Union, Mieti Allah, fight back, reject US terrorism tag, demand Nigerian government intervention. Imagine. Mieti Allah that we know already there is a terrorist organization. And you see what they do? They are demanding Nigerian government to intervene in their own behalf. Are you surprised? Mieti Allah. The Mieti Allah we know. Every president of Nigeria is always their patron. Don't forget that. Every president that Nigeria produces becomes a patron to the Mieti Allah. Whatever they want, they get. Whatever they request for, they get. Remember, these are the people that Buhari gave. Is it 1 billion? 1 billion Buhari gave them to secure themselves, not Nigeria. Don't forget that. Look at what they are writing after US have designated them as terrorists. They are coming to tell Nigerian government to fight on their behalf. And are you surprised that they are demanding that? Don't be surprised, because they claim they own the country. This one says, I was fooled. Nigerian engineer declared dead fighting for Russia in Ukraine was found. In Ukraine war, found alive. Yeah. An engineer. They declared him dead, but today he's alive. That's why sometimes you don't believe information you see online. Most of those information you see are propaganda. That is why some things I see online, I don't talk about it. Like some of you will be sending me some information. Why didn't you talk about this? Oh, why didn't you say this? They'll be sending. There are some things I see. When I see your motive is a propaganda, I will not talk about it. Some people in this Biafran struggle, the things they use in their program is just propaganda. They just use propaganda to promote what they trust or what they feel should be known. I don't promote anything. I only promote Biafra. I don't promote anybody. I don't promote any group. The only body I promote is Biafra. And the only people I fight for is our leaders. When you come and fight them, I will come after you. These are the frontline leaders that have been proven, undoubtedly. They have made a sacrifice that even a blind man can see. The deaf and dumb can hear it. So that is why I don't. You can't just expect me to talk about something simply because you posted it or you shared it with me. If it makes sense, if after my own verification I see it is real, then I talk about it. But if you are posting a content based on propaganda to satisfy your own selfish interest, I will not talk about it. I won't even pay attention to it. If you like, send it to me. I will not talk about it. A lot of things you see online today, most of them are propaganda. Look at this guy. I was fooled. Nigerian engineer declared dead fighting for Russia in Ukraine was found alive. You know, every time what I've been reading in their news was Nigerians killed in Ukraine, Nigerians killed in Ukraine, so they can tag anybody. Sometimes they do that just to tarnish the image of the country, just to tarnish the image of the people, just to tarnish the money. But you see some people who have a positive report. So people always try to report things based on what they report. My advice is not for any Biafran to go and engage in a war that doesn't concern you. If you're a Biafran, you have no business engaging in a war that doesn't concern you. And you know what comes out with war? Death. When there is war, there's every tendency that you survive, and there is also another chance that you might not survive. So when you go into it, you should be able to know what you're going into. So for me personally, I'm not going to support anybody. We have a war ahead of us. We're already fighting in our land to free ourselves. So why don't you devote that strength to fight for your own nation, Biafra? 2 more suspects arrested in murder of Nigerian hailing driver in South Africa. That's the driver we saw that they took his life in South Africa. The thing that will make you to begin to go and drive Uber in South Africa is the bad governance in Nigeria. If we have Biafra, they can't go there. No, Biafra can go to another place and say, you want to go and do Uber. When we have a country that is working, where things are working for you, will not. Bandits impose 10 million levy on Zamfara villages. Shot one in fresh attack. You see, every day, even with the president of the United States, the bandit attack is increasing. This one is the latest. Bandit imposed 10 million levy in this hard time. They imposed 10 million levy in Zamfara villages. Where will a villager see 10 million to pay? 10 million villages. Shot one in fresh attack. You see, that is Nigeria for you, and it's not ending. Presidency says El-Rufai trying to destabilize Nigeria. You see, that is it. Is it today you know that El-Rufai El-Rufai started to destabilize Nigeria, not today. The insecurity you saw today, when he did it with Muhammadu Buhari. With Tinubu, Tinubu was part of those who destabilized Nigeria. So why are you singling out the El-Rufai? El-Rufai was among, Tinubu was among those who destabilized Nigeria. Ganduje was among. Every single one of them today that they shared, even Rotimi Amici was among, Wike was among, because they were the ones that sponsored the destabilization of Nigeria. They literally paid money to bring these terrorists into Nigeria. It is not only El-Rufai. As you mentioned El-Rufai, everybody that was in Muhammadu Buhari government is involved. They were all part of it. Every one of them. Don't single out the Rufai. Every one of them. The United States of America should indict. Every one of them should be in the list. In as much as Rufai was in the front line, he has confessed several times that he went and paid the bandit and told them enough is enough, stop killing. So he knows them. And when they begin to go against him, he begins to talk against him. So that is a fact. Don't change it. Ghana vows hunt for man circulating non-consensual intimate video of Ghanaian women. Ghana vows hunt for man circulating non-consensual intimate video of Ghanaian women. That one is what is really online today. Every day advertising intimate video of people without their consent and their sharing. You will see some people even come and make a video. Come to my Telegram. You want to see so. Come to my Telegram. And that is where some of you go. That is the kind of message, that is the kind of platform that many of you go, where they advertise uncultured things, where they will show you unnecessary videos that destroys the image of people. That is where some of you, that's the platform that most of you enjoy going. Security operatives seal major road in Adamawa amid tight security ahead of President Tinubu visit. It's only when the president visits they want to put a tight security. But once he's not visiting, the terrorists is free to take as many lives as they want. You are putting tight security in major roads in Adamawa amid tight security ahead of president's visit. Adamawa, you put, because president they visit. And after he goes, you leave the people in the mercy of the terrorists. Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. This one says, can Tinubu's 9 million US lobby untouched? Can Tinubu's 9 million US lobby retouch Nigerians' bloody image by Ejecheahi Agbo Maldoko? This is your name, Longo. It's a question he asked. He said, can Tinubu 9 million US lobby retouch Nigerian bloody image? Nothing will change it. There is no amount of money that can change it. The hand of Chukwu Okike Abiama is there. The blood of innocence is crying on the government of Nigeria, on that name, that British Empire that was established by the British. The blood of the innocents is crying. Innocent Biafrans. Innocent of people who believe in their so-called one Nigeria. The innocent Shiite group. The innocent people that have their blood have been shed every blessed day. The innocent citizens. No amount of money can remove that image. If you like, continue to pay, waste money. This is a country that doesn't have money, they are borrowing every day, but they have $9 million to pay for lobby. $9 million. That's to show you they can go to any length. They can go to any length to push their evil agenda, to push their lies and propaganda. But will that stop? It will not stop us. We will continue and it will not change anything. Nigerian MBA student found dead in US off-campus residence. Nigerian MBA student found dead in US off-campus residence. Nigerian Army, Amoteku, killed 2 suspected terrorists in Ondo, recover weapon. That's all, man. They just snap a gun, can't show us. But when terrorists take your life, terrorists will show your video. Even when they tie you your hand, they will show everything. But you don't always have evidence. You only come and write and give us fake pictures. God have mercy on you people. Bandit kill 1, abduct several in Bauchi, day after kidnapping clerics, wives, and daughters. You see? In the entire country, this one is Bauchi State. No place is spared. And I have said it that the most peaceful place you have in Nigeria tomorrow is Biafra land. The reason these Fulani terrorists have no stronghold in Biafra land is because of the Liberation Army of Biafra. Because of the ESN established by Mazin Nandekano, transformed to Liberation Army by Mazin Simon Ebanjaw. That is why They are afraid of operating freely in Biafra land. The only terrorists that are operating freely in Biafra land are those in uniform, sponsored by the federal government of the Zoological Republic in the name of military. They are the ones that are carrying out terrorist activities in Biafra land. Apart from them, they cannot operate freely. They cannot. They cannot. Mazen Nandekan was able to see the future, and he put in place the ESN. And the instruction was, take them away from our bushes, don't allow them. And the ESN did a great work until the enemy entered, and Mazen Samara came again, rescued them, transformed them to Liberation Army. And the same order was given to them. Do not allow the terrorists, whether in uniform or off uniform, to penetrate in our side. And they did a great job. And they continue to do a job. Till tomorrow, the safest place you can think about remains Biafra land. The loss of life you are seeing and insecurity you see is the one created by the Zoological Republic government themselves. False flag operations. The same way they created lies and false flag against the seat at home. They want to stop it by force, but have they succeeded? The more they try, the more they fail. And they will continue to fail. They will continue to fail. This one says, IPOP lawyer. This man is not an IPOP lawyer. I don't know why they are still putting IPOP lawyer to this man. This man is no longer IPOP lawyer. Mazen Nandekan have sacked him. He ceased to be IPOP. Mazen Nandekan sacked Ifeanyi Ejiofor. He has been sacked. So I don't know why this media, simply because they want to play into the hand of the Caliphate, they continue to project the that is how they operate. Just like some of them today, they are still talking about DOS. Even when Mazen Nandekan have told people that Mazen Nandekan told to face that DOS is compromised. That woman still continue to parade a message for you. Today, go to the DOS platform. They share her brokers, they share her nonsense and unfounded messages that she's preaching. They are sharing it. These people that Mazen Nandekan have already rejected, told people that but they continue to project it. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, lawyer, back US troop deployment as crucial against Nigerian terror crisis. You back deployment. Notorious bandit kingpin Kachala Kabiru neutralized by Nigerian forces in Kogi operation. Make una show us the video because everybody wanted to say when I don't neutralize, it is all lie. You can't just neutralize such a notorious bandit without a picture or a video to present. It is a lie. Because we have seen you tell different kinds of lies about people that are still living. You claim you have eliminated them, but they are there. So this one cannot be verified. These are unverified information. Probably a propaganda to show the world that maybe they are doing something. Because there is no video to prove. There is no picture to prove that they actually took the person down. Notorious bandits kingpin, Kanchala. We have heard about this Kanchala so much. Kanchala Kabiru, neutralized by Nigerian forces in Kogi operation. We need evidence. As we speak, this is unverified. I still call it unverified. Police commence trial of Lagos barman Fatai Spartan bakery over alleged killing of Femi Apata. That is Nigeria. Everywhere, killing. If terrorists didn't take your life, bandits will take your life. If bandits didn't take your life, the police will take. If police didn't take your life, military will take your life. If they take even your neighbors, out of hunger, tension, they will take you. Teachers, people shun rural Kwara school over fear of terror attack, despite government reopening order. Boko Haram, what do you expect? Boko Haram that went to Kwara and kidnapped many people, and government came and say, oh, they didn't kidnap, well, release them, and Boko Haram released the real video. They say shut down. They say Bukuru is haram. Education is haram. So, and you're expecting children to go to school, you open school without security. Kwara is still hot and remain hot till tomorrow. So people should save their life. It's only when you are alive you can talk about education. 3 suspects in murder of Nigerian inhaling driver in South Africa remanded until February 23. So we will continue to look at the update that is coming. Any update we see, we will continue to talk about it. So wherever you are as a Biafran, remember today is that day we chose for civil disobedience, and Biafrans are still doing their best. If it is in your hand, if you feel that you want to continue to display that seat at home and also demand for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi through a seat at home to make our voice heard, to show the world that Nigeria has lost legitimacy, you have the right to do so. It is your right to sit at home if you choose to. Nobody is enforcing it. Nobody has enforced it. It can never be enforced. And the world is watching. This one says survivors, families demand justice for extrajudicial killing. That's it. But he has been there and he has done it throughout the Muhammadu Buhari tenure. What did you people do? You didn't see anything said. Only now that you are now remanding it because some other thing happened. These are people who are untouchable. At the end of the day, if he decided to join APC tomorrow, all he is saying will forgive him and you will not talk about it again. My fellow Biafrans, every one of us, wherever you are, you must remain steadfast. You must remain steadfast. Don't allow any propaganda to get you. Don't allow the blackmail of the enemies to get you. They will continue to push their propaganda. They will continue to push their blackmail. You think they're going to stop? They are not going to stop. They are not going to stop today. They are not going to stop tomorrow. And they are not going to stop next tomorrow. So wherever you are, you must be very, very careful. You must be very, very careful. Don't allow anybody to push you aside. Don't allow the propaganda or blackmail of the enemies to get you. You must remain vigilant. You see, the same El-Rufai we are talking about, who has a very bad record. Today as we speak, he went to answer his call. And you see people protesting on his behalf in the FCC. You see, when we talk about these northern people, the North will protect any of their own, regardless how evil he is. These people you are seeing here are protesting on behalf of El-Rufai. All these people you see, look at them. They are protesting on behalf of El-Rufai. Look at the escorts that followed him to EFCC to go and answer them today, this Monday. You see the crowd that followed him. So no matter what you say, and that is why we cannot be with these people. People that will support evil, support fraud. And the only reason you are hearing about this is because he decided to walk away to build his own empire. And now the government come after him. The illegitimate government like himself, his fellow terrorists, is now attacking him. And look at the small terrorists in the making. They are protesting on his behalf. You see, the person that even his own brother have exposed. I just played the video of all the atrocities he committed, but you see people protesting on his behalf in the FCC office. Today being Monday, it is sad. That is why we say only idiots will continue to be part of this zoo. Only idiots. What a shame. What a shame. Only in Nigeria. Look at it. You can imagine. These are not people protesting against him. Some are protesting for him. Some are protesting against him. See? You see? They have already created. And you know the order of the day. The Nigerian system is that immediately something happens, the next thing they will organize protests. They will pay people to come out and protest. El-Rufai cannot hide behind politics. The law catch up. You see? They can't even allow an organic protest. In Abuja today, protesting now is a business. That is a committee of that is a business center that you can open. It's an organization now that's functioning. That anything you want, just a phone call, you pay money to the account and they come and protest for you. You see some protesting for, some protesting against. And that's how they rule. And that's how they rule. You just see some group protesting for him. These ones, they protest for him. Video protest and supporters of El-Rufai tear gassed. The ones that are supporting El-Rufai, they were tear gassed. Look at them. These ones are supporting El-Rufai, they were tear gassed. And those who came for the government, those ones we are allowed. That is Nigerian case situation for you. These ones are the ones protesting for Erifai. The government tear gas them. And look at the ones that the government brought. And when you see the government, you know that they are arranging now. Erifai is not innocent. He's a criminal. He's a terrorist. But do you really need to pay people to come out? You have to allow organic protest. Have to allow organic protest. See, protests erupt as protesters carry placards and banners against Erifai, stating Erifai cannot hide under political. Let the law catch up. You see, it's not difficult to know that the people that organize this one is the federal government. They are not tear gas, but they tear gas the ones who are protesting for. And they didn't start today. It has been the way they do it over and over again. Look at it. That's Erifai in EFCC. You see the crowd that went that escorted him to EFCC. Erifai, he went to answer EFCC. He carried the entire people in his stand. Look at him, the midget. Look at him. Look at him. But your brothers in the southeast, when they want to go and answer their own call, did you see anybody escort them? You have seen Ngige. You see the way they carry Ngige like Udemiriman. When they carried out Joseph Carlo, they carried him like an Udemiriman. And when anybody fools Syria, this man is still an ex-governor. He has no point, he has no immunity. But look at the Fulanese around him. Look at the Fulanese, how they followed him to AFCC office. And you call yourself a politician, a zoological politician, a zoological republic politician. You think you are doing us. You are not doing us. I say even these politicians, they are the most disgraced. Those of us are not in politics, our own is even better. Our own is even better. They are the most disgraced people, these politicians. They are the most disgraced people on the planet Earth. The ordinary citizens, their own is better. After all, we have nothing to do with the government. We know very well, we have nothing to do with the government. They can do all their shenanigans. They are doing it. The whole world knows what they are doing. We are not part of it. We are not hoping to get anything from them. But you that is working for them and hoping for them to work for you, what do they do? What do you gain? Nothing. What do you gain? What do you gain? Those of you working for them, those of you working for the zoo, what do they gain? Look at the Janjaweed, a criminal. Look at escort that followed him. Look at escort that followed him. My supporters and I accompanied Malam to the EFCC office after wishing him a happy birthday. You see? Look at him. Look at the crowd. They followed him to EFCC office. A man who, before national TV, confessed of crime in several occasions. He didn't start today. He's somebody who's supposed to be in jail long time ago. One of the sponsors of terrorists. But look at other terrorists around him. Tell me how that country can survive. Look at other terrorists supporting him. Other terrorists in the making. Look at all of them supporting him and hailing him. And you think it will work. And you, your brother, those idiots that come to say police in the south, which of them can enjoy this kind of support in the southeast? They can't enjoy this because they don't work for their people and we don't support evil. These are people that are working for the devil. All the politicians in the southeast are working for the devil. And the southeastern cannot support them because we don't support evil. We don't support evil. If you're an evil person, if you're an evil man or evil woman, we cannot support you. We cannot support you. But this got to show why we cannot be part of this zoological republic. When we say we don't want to be part of it, these are some of the reasons why we don't want to be part of them. We do not want to be anywhere close to them. We don't want to have anything to do with them. And these things are part of the reasons. When we say it, some of you don't understand. When we say it, some of you do not understand. It is a fact. It is a fact. If you're a Biafran and you're thinking that somehow something is going to work for your behalf, or Nigeria is going to change overnight and become something else, sorry to disappoint you. You are going to wake up and find out that you have wasted your entire life for something that is meaningless. You just wake up and you realize you have wasted your entire life for something that is meaningless. That is why Biafrans, we have seen this for a very long time. And we have already concluded and made up our mind that we cannot be part of the zoological republic called Nigeria. We cannot be part of it. Those of them who are still protesting in National Assembly. National Assembly, people are still protesting. Those who think that they can do something to change things. They think they can do something. Those who are talking about the election, whatever, election, what do they call it? Election amendment, whatever nonsense they are talking about. Some who still believe that these are the people who still think that their votes can count. They are protesting in the National Assembly. And when you see them, you think that this kind of group of people are not serious. These are rented people. Individually on their own, they cannot come out for this kind of a match. They will not. All these people are paid. None of them is. This group you are seeing here, they are all paid. Somebody funded it. When you see an organic protest, you will know. Organic protest that people on their own come out. Look at the luxurious box that brought them. Look at the luxurious box passed everywhere. They just guide them, pay them money, and they go to the village and bring them. Look at the luxurious buses pass everywhere. And that is how they operate. You can never see an organic crowd. When you see organic crowd, it will be organic people. There will not be many. There will be very few. Look at them. Look at them. You think they believe in what they are? They don't even believe in what they are doing there themselves. That's the funny thing. These people you see, they don't even believe in this thing they are doing. It is sad. But that is why we don't want to be part of the contraption called Nigeria. The Biafran people have made their choice of what they want, how they want it, and what they're going to do. And no matter their propaganda, no matter their blackmail, no matter all their nonsense they are doing and saying, we will never, ever, ever back down. All we are doing today is to call on the international community to pay attention. The international community should pay attention to the plight of the Biafran people. You should pay attention to the plight of Biafran people. It is long overdue to discuss Biafra. It is long overdue to discuss Biafra. It is long overdue. The more you continue to pretend about this, you are only postponing the doomsday. Is that doomsday going to come? It is going to come. It is going to come. So the earlier we accept the reality today, the better for all of us. Trying to think that you're going to do something to change the situation, or you're going to pretend until it is over. You're not going to win it with pretense. You're not going to win it with pretense. We, the Biafran people, we have made our choice what we want, and what we want is what is going to happen. It does not matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter how you understand it. It doesn't matter your propaganda and your blackmail. It doesn't matter your lies. What will be, will definitely be. The Biafrans have made their choice, and all those propaganda and blackmail will not stop the choice we have made. The only thing we are asking today is that the international community should pay attention, and pay attention closely. Pay attention and pay attention closely, and let the right thing be done. Nigeria is a failed state. Nigeria is a failed state. It has failed, and there is no truth about it. There's no truth about it. You can continue to pretend for all I care. Nigeria is a failed state, and it will never, ever, ever recover. If the world is sincere and they are willing to find a solution, they should go ahead, conduct a self-referendum. Conduct a referendum, not self. We have done our self-referendum already, and we got our figures. We have done our own self-referendum, we got our figures. So whoever thinks or whoever feels that what we did is unacceptable to them, they should go ahead and conduct theirs. That's all we say. Go ahead and conduct yours. So my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, don't you ever allow anybody to confuse you. Don't you ever allow anybody to intimidate you with their propaganda and blackmail. No matter what you see or what you hear, continue to believe in yourself. We, the Biafran people, have already made our choice, what we have ever wanted. And there is no amount of propaganda that will make us to stop believing what we believe. There is no amount of blackmail that will make us to look away from the reality. So wherever you are watching this program today, if you are dedicated and committed that you want to fight for your freedom, continue. Be sit at home, people are still obeying. People are doing the needful. So wherever you are and you feel that you have that conviction to continue on that part of it, go ahead. Just like Liberation Army said, you will not be forced to come out, neither will you be forced to go in. Nobody will enforce either participating in the sit at home or not participating. It is your choice. But I appreciate the Biafran people because they are still sitting at home against all propaganda, against all the blackmail, against all the attack that is coming from west, north, south, and east. The people are still engaging in the sit at home. My own duty is to make my report, encourage those who are doing whatever they have to do to see that the Biafran quest is in the front line. Any way you know that your heart accepts and convince, please go ahead and continue to do it. We continue to protect you. It is your right. If you choose to sit at home, it is your right. Whatever decision you have chosen is your right. It's your right. The Igbo in Anambra State, if they are serious, they should address the reason for which people are sitting at home. What is the demand? The demand of the people is that the supreme leader of IPOB, Mazen Nandekano, should be released. Every other Biafran political prisoner should be released. Our Prime Minister, Mazen Simon, who is held by the Finland authorities through the propaganda, blackmail, and lies of Nigerian government, should also be released. Nigeria has lost legitimacy in Biafra land. They should recognize our referendum or conduct theirs. If they don't recognize ours, they should conduct their own referendum. That is all we're asking for, nothing more. We are not asking for Igbo presidency. We are not asking for resource control. We are not asking for any endorsement or in any way, in any manner. The only thing we are asking for is live and let's live. Allow us to grow in our own space, at our own speed. That is all we ask for. So no matter how they continue to push their lies and blackmail, we will continue to do the needful. Biafran people will continue to observe whatever they are convinced to do. If you think you can take away the legacy of Mazen Nandekano and make Biafrans forget it, you have something stronger coming. You think you can make people forget the cause of Biafra by force, you have something else coming. Wherever you are watching this program, I urge you in the name of Chukwuka, continue to pray for our brothers and sisters in Biafra land who are devoted to this cause. Pray for them. Put them in your prayer. All our brothers and sisters that are committed to this cause, pray for them. Each time you are in your prayers, continue to put them in prayer. Remember them. Support those you can be able to support in the homeland with the situation of things that are going. If there is any support you can give, continue to give. Most importantly, remember the case of Mazen Simon coming up in August 5th. He has personally demanded that Biafran should come to Finland in that court day. Be in that court to support him You can buy the ticket, your own ticket down now. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. More especially those in Europe. It is not easy, but you can make it. Get your ticket on time, go to Finland, and be there in the courts to support him. Even without someone the money for that, it is important that Biafrans go there and support him, give him all the support that is needed. It is very important. So wherever you are, whatever you are doing, always remember that the will of the people stands. Nobody is going to take away our freedom from us. We will continue to do what we are supposed to do, that we have the conviction to do. Whatever you are convinced to do, to make sure that the Biafran forces are, please continue to do so. And Chukwu Okikabia will continue to guide and protect every one of you. So, my fellow Biafran that are watching, as we are rounding up on the program today, I appreciate everyone that have participated on this program, wherever you are joining from. I thank you for being part of this program. And I want to say on a closing remark that, let this be clear, the future of any region must be decided through dialogue, legality, and respect for human dignity. No people should feel invisible. No government should ignore warning signs. No international community should pretend not to see tension building, just as they are pretending today in the issue of Nigeria. Biafra land stand at a crossroad. Will this moment become a turning point towards negotiation and stability? Or will silence deepen mistrust? History is watching. The world is watching. And the choices made now will define the next generation. We call for peace. We call for justice. We call for accountability. We call for responsible global attention in the situation of Nigeria, situation of Biafra today. Because stability built on fairness lasts forever. Forcing people to stop sit at home is not going to solve anything. Stability built on fairness lasts. But stability built on suppression eventually cracks. That is the truth. Take it to the bank. That is the truth. So I appreciate everyone that have been with us on this program today. I thank you for being part of the program. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect every one of us. May Chukwu Okikabia continue to be our guide and director. May Chukwu Okikabia give us the strength to survive all the attacks that is coming right here and center. Whatever challenges you have, don't give up. Continue to support. Remember, you must focus on unity of purpose. I have explained time and time again that unity of purpose does not mean you have one opinion. Unity of purpose does not mean you'll be in the same group. The most important thing is that the purpose must be one. Freedom, self-determination for Biafra. That is the most important thing. Remove your mind from propaganda, blackmail, attacking of each other, and destroying yourself, thinking you are destroying your brother or your sister. May Chukwu Okikabia open our eyes and show us the path to safety and security of our land, Biafra. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect our leaders, more especially our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. We pray that Chukwu Okikabia will be with them, guide them, protect them, secure them, and keep them safe for us. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafra shall prosper, and no weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders, especially Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa, shall prosper. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in the evening by the grace of Chukwu Okikabia. Thank you so much, and stay safe. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.
Follow for Gotao. Them say Tinubu don't follow for Gotao. Tinubu don't follow for Gotao. They want to take it tax to chop off our head. Senate house fall and the criminals, country military fall and the terrorists. Injustice, Omotosha forget law for inside court. Kangaroo Republic. party government. Abubakar Malami don't fall for gutter. Him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for gutter. Because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. He go matching Boko boys, matching terrorists. As the government knows a big way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for gutter. Them make Nigerians see one die for suffer.
Of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chiko kikabia mapuni nyani chineke ngende sone fewe na isiala nyina na koza hanso ya mbuni onanye na jama we kama nzozi zali anyana ge farusi obonane ge ole kali nyani nyekele kama nyekele obia ndi nden so na ya na isiala ndi obadi ndo no totoa inyaba no wanene and
But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.